everybody. Welcome to episode 31 of the Intermission podcast, the show where two film graduates discuss classic, iconic, and obscure films. There's a cobweb there. From times gone by, we're your hosts, Oscar W. Fitchett.
Oh yeah, Robbie Tweedo. How was that?
This is where you speak.
Yeah, was that cobweb on the podcast or just on your desk? Ha ha ha! We're dusting off the cobwebs because we're back, baby.
I like to think that we've just done a reverse Stranger Things 4, like our season 4, like how they released like 6, and it was like, now you need to wait for the last 2. We gave you all the first 2 episodes of season 4, and then we went away for months,
and then we just fucked off. You know what? Because we've got to test if you're loyal. This is what it's about.
We need it, right? Yeah, I think this, like the intro bit of this, we need some slight prefacing. We need to just basically give everyone. I feel this is also a very fitting first film back in the sense that the two parents need to sit years old down, need to explain what happened.
Yeah,
we didn't fall out.
No, we're fine.
It's fine. We're good. We're good. We know we left you at your aunt for far too long. But let us explain. Let's explain. Because if you're only a YouTube or Spotify listener viewer, you would have heard us at the end of Fist of Fury. By the way, thank you all for making that go to thousands of views.
Yeah,
again.
Thanks, guys.
Bruce Lee once again doing it big, and you're damn right we're going to do the rest of his filmography in the next season.
He's the Golden Goose, and we've only got like 3 more movies.
We've got 3 more fucking films of this dude, 2.5 technically.
Shit.
So we're milking that motherfucker dry is all I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we'll see how Jackie Chan does once we're done after Bruce Lee.
Yes.
But so what up? You also heard us go, first of all, you heard me ill as fuck because I was on that episode. I don't know if you remember, Robbie. I was still recovering from a flu that episode.
Yes.
So you might be like, did Oscar die? No, he didn't.
No, he's fine.
I'm fine. And then at the end of that, we're like, we'll see you next week for Kramer versus Kramer. Goodbye. And then just nothing.
Yeah, we lied. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
And what happened with that was that we thought ourselves, with this module of uni, we could fit it in. We could do it. What ended up happening was Robbie had a breakdown.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Robbie?
Yeah, it was, it got pretty stressful near the end of that production. I'm not going to lie.
It involved us lot still in the edit suite with 5 of the entire class of uni.
Yeah.
Not 5 of our crew, 5 of us.
Yeah,
in uni.
5 of the class. 1 of which was my crew, 2 of which were your crew, and 2 of which were Anna's.
Well, no, the main people that were still turning up at that point, it was me, you, Reese, Anna, and Leonard.
Yeah.
So yeah, two of each, 2 for me, Reese for you, and then just Leonard for Anna.
Yeah. Jesus.
So it got out, and there was one point where Robbie was just on the very just the edge, and the day we were meant to film Kramer versus Kramer, Robbie just stormed out the edit suite while we were on our way to the vending machines, going "Fuck it, I can't, no, fuck it, Oscar, I'm sorry, I can't do it, I just can't record the podcast tonight, fuck it, I just can't." So I was like, I've got too much I need to do. It was a lot of that, and then I think the next week I was in a similar rut in the sense of I know I'm tired. This is why I made the decision to post on Instagram saying we're delayed until further notice.
Yes, as opposed to we're delayed to next week because
I didn't give a date because I'm like, no, realistically, we're not going to be fine the next week.
Yeah.
Next week. But what happened in that time is we had the film festival. We saw our films.
Yeah.
On the big screen at Arc. I would say it was one of my favorite times I've ever had.
Yeah, I loved it. Personally. It was one of the best nights of my life seeing people laugh at my shit jokes. It was great. I had a great time.
Because the order we had we had Boulder and Pebble Sam's film to start, then we had Midnight, Anna's film, the last film before the interval.
Yeah.
And then there was a break, and then there was us two, and then there was my film, then your film. It was Love Bethany and the Story of Love and Planetary Warfare.
Yeah.
And at this point, as well, I brought a hip flask with me into this film festival.
Yeah. We were. We had some fun.
We thought it'd be a fun little time, and it was a fun little time. We were sat at the back, and my films came on, to which I just decided to go are we ready to down the mood? Woo! And And it got the exact same. It got the exact response I wanted, in the sense of like it was just silent. Everyone watched it. I was very happy with how certain scenes turned out. I'm not going to say anything about the film because it's currently on its festival run, which I'll get to a little bit later as well in this section. But there was a lot of stuff that I was happy with of that, with the reaction to that. And of course, right after my fucking A24 impression, it was your film, which
is not really that. It's not.
Which flipped the tone entirely. But everyone rode the wave with it as well. It was so cool. I got, I think, I can't remember. I'll post it. I'll put it at the end of this episode, maybe. I'll put the audience reaction to the ending of Robbie. I won't put the actual ending. I'll just put like when the credits go.
Yeah.
So no spoilers in these films, but you'll see the ending reaction to my film and then the ending reaction to Robbie's.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It was so good.
Robbie also had to tell me to not keep drinking because I was just sipping away at that flask like it was like I was sipping it like a cider.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I just want to preface, it was just pure Jack Daniels in that flask. It wasn't mixed with anything. It was just Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
To which Robbie was like, "Ease off. We need a network after this." We did a network, but
no, but it's good that I stopped you anyway because we had a good night afterwards. Didn't we?
Yes. You know. I got quite tipsy.
Yeah.
Quite tipsy. And also since that night, we graduated.
Yes. Shit. I'm trying to think of like
so much.
What's gone on
much
since we last did an episode, and we graduated. We finished. We're done. It's weird now. You introducing the podcast as two film graduates. That's weird.
I had to change it in the bio last night.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, yeah. We're not film students. We're film graduates now.
Graduates now.
Yeah. No, I need to adjust my speed. Yeah, I did fine with that. Yeah. But I was like rehearsing it constantly this morning. I was like, two film graduates. We're two film graduates. So we're two film graduates. Yeah. But yeah, and also, so loads of things have happened. I'm sure in the intermission, I do want to get into a bit of a few nights that I haven't talked to you about, that you haven't, because that's another thing. This is the reason why we're doing this virtually once again, is because we don't live in the same place anymore. We're not in the same town.
No, I've moved home. Sucks. There's nothing to do here. So
this is a guy that was like, I can't wait to go from Hartlepool. Fuck this. I can't wait to go back home.
Well,
this is the first time I heard from him.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, hated Hartlepool as well. I don't know. One day I'll find a place that I enjoy living in. But today is not that day.
Neutral place.
Yeah.
You find a neutral place to where you could be like, this is
it. Yeah, this is good.
It's not boring and it's not a bit of a shithole.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. But I'm back at home, so we'll have to do these other video calls.
Not what. I'd say the best episodes have been the ones when we've been in person, specifically with the set. But this is where the foundations of the intermission was built on.
We're back to basics, boy.
Was this, and it's done well in that way. That way. So we're gonna keep doing this until until we can get to a point where we can once again be in person.
Hell yeah!
Consistently. I'm sure we're gonna see each other.
Yeah.
Again. But one example is going to be in a few weeks, Robbie, when we're going to be going to the announcement for the Sunderland Short Film Festival.
Yes, both our films are entered into Sunderland Short Film Festival, and
we'll see if they do get. We've submitted them.
We've submitted them, but we have to see if they make official selection, which we find out that night. That's what it's for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole point of that night.
Yeah.
There's that. I didn't manage to get tickets for the opening night at the Sunderland Short Film Festival, so if it does get accepted, I'm not going to be there.
Oh, damn. Wait, is that a thing that we have to book? Oh.
It's sold out. It's sold out. So it's like...
So even if we get it, we can't go.
I don't know. Well, it said opening night, so I don't know if there's going to be more tickets for the rest of the festival. I don't know. But speaking of, I just want to give a little bit of a update with La Bethany amongst people. I haven't fully shared it, but of course, at the minute it's been successful in it. We had a official selection at the Golden Short Film Festival in Rome. We were an official selection in the Golden Horror Film category. And I submitted to both horror and student, so I was really happy the fact it got chosen for the horror and not just student film. It won at the Tokyo International Film Festival for Best Horror Film, which quite elated about that, which I was very happy with. Of course, it would be Tokyo, which would be the first country to give me an award for a film that I made. It's full circle. It's come full circle with it. It's excellent. It got accepted within the Athens Short Film Festival, the Athens International Monthly Arts Film Festival as well. They've always been good to me within that regard. Didn't get accepted. Which one did it not get accepted? New Renaissance. It didn't get accepted for New Renaissance. I sent you this when I was in Calden. I sent you the email and be like, shit. The next day, I got a notification from the Tees Valley International Film Festival to say that we are going to be selected. So that will be once again being played at the Arc.
Nice.
I've got my tickets for the closing ceremony, so I'm at least going to that.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's exciting. I don't know if it's going to be nominated for anything yet, but this is also. But I know I'll at least be in good company because this is the same film festival that DIY has been selected for.
Oh, nice.
As well. So yeah, so I'll at least see them a lot as well.
Yeah.
And a bit more about stuff involving them in the intermission section that I want to discuss.
Yes.
So yeah, exciting stuff.
Very exciting.
For Little Bethany. Again, there's other film festivals that we submitted to, which I am unsure of our chances of getting in. But I thought, fuck it. I don't want to say anything yet, but
lob them in, see what happens.
It was literally a fuck it thing of like, why not?
Yeah.
I can, so I will. Fingers crossed. By the end of this year, I'll be certain of what festivals will definitely be shown Little Bethany, and hopefully soon after then I can then maybe think about a public release for it at some point. So stay tuned, everyone, for possible more Little Bethany stuff. It's exciting stuff. And
I would say you're probably not going to be seeing a story of Love and Interplanetary Warfare until like 2024. I don't think, because
explain your side of everything.
So. My short has been entered into a few, most of which don't start here. Like notification dates aren't until like February, March next year, so they're early doors next year. The next one coming up is Sunderland, so that's on the 8th, isn't it? 8th of September we find out about that.
Yeah, and the festival itself is early October.
Yeah, so that's the only one currently this year. When I have a bit more money together, I'll probably be having a look at more monthly ones, because all of mine are annual ones. I haven't looked at any monthly ones yet. So yes, I will keep updated on that. There'll be stuff on my socials about it whenever it has been entered or gets official selection or something like that. But yeah, so the main festival run of mine is probably going to be next year. Like the main bulk of the festival run will be next year.
Cool.
So yeah, you probably won't see it publicly until 2024. Sorry. Unlucky.
If you weren't there for the Northern Film Festival, or if you're not there for Sunderland Short Film Festival,
unlucky lads.
If it is selected.
If it's selected.
I don't want to curse.
Fingers crossed, I'm touching wood.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Exciting stuff. We can't say what you're planning further, can we?
What do you mean?
With The Story of Love.
Oh,
is that a bit close? Do you want to keep that close to your chest for now?
Maybe.
I won't say anything just yet. It's cool. It's cool. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, there's some stuff in the works there. Well, yeah. Keep your eye out, lads. Keep your eye out.
Yeah. And I'll say it now. I've started writing a new script. A new Oscar de Fitchett script. Not going to say anything. No, it is not a Love Bethany sequel, as much as I joked about that. as much as I joked about doing that. No, it's not a Love Bethany sequel. But it is another Oscar de Fitchett horror film. So
Ooh. See, I don't know anything about that, so that's exciting.
I'll tell you more about it when we stop recording.
Yeah, cool. All right.
It's an idea that's been bubbling in my head for years now, and I've actually gotten more fruition with it.
Nice.
The plan for that is because I had another short film in my head, which I do really want to do, but it's a bit big for now.
Yeah.
Like not feature film, but multiple locations.
Yeah.
Within Hartlepool, multiple locations, all night time, and it's a lot of cast as well. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But the other idea that I have is like 1, 2, 3 locations, mainly one location.
Mhm.
So I almost want to like build a dream crew for that film, and then almost use that crew for
Nice.
the bigger film.
Okay.
So that's
Cool.
that, and also not also just talking about the fact now it's just massive job searches. It's just job hunts now.
Dude,
isn't
it
Robbie?
sucks, man. It sucks so much.
I haven't delved into it yet. I haven't properly delved in
Oh
because
my
I
God.
gave myself the summer off, but September is here.
Dude.
Wake me up when September comes. And it's, hey,
Oh my God. Yeah, I get it. Very good. I've been applying for 3-4 jobs a week. I had an interview on Thursday, which I think went well. That's the thing. If I get a call halfway through this podcast, I might be getting a call from them. So apologies if that happens, or if I get an email. If you suddenly hear a notification go off on my phone and I look at it and then I look sad for the rest of the podcast, right? Everyone knows what's happened.
Or buzzing.
Then you know what's happened. Yeah. So that I haven't heard back from that yet. So I'm just kind of waiting in the
waiting
games,
game.
man.
Game.
Think it went well. So I'll see. But I've got another 3 that I'm waiting to hear back from. So Jesus, my phone just went off then in that very second.
This is what people are going to be hearing from now on. It's going to be a lot of that bits and bobs and stuff. And we'll get all that stuff there. And before we get further into this, I just want to preface the regular types of things. There's time codes in the description below. No matter what platform you're watching or listening to this on, if you want to see specifically when we're talking about the film, when we're going to the intermission and the different sections of it. So if you want to know how long the actual discussion of the film is, you can see it in the description, all that jazz. Also in the description, you can find the social media links, whether it be Letterboxd or Instagram for us personally, or the Instagram for Intermission. That is where you would know that we delayed, that we postponed this episode. And also, same thing as it always has been. There's also links to any mental health awareness stuff in the description. We are forever keeping this as a general activism on the Intermission podcast. And once again, you have survived your worst days. Always keep that in mind. I may be repeating it. I may be saying it like it's a normal thing, but really, truly keep that in your mind, everyone. If you're going through a rough time, summer blues is a thing. Summertime sadness. Went through it a little bit at the start of it all. Kind of got a bit over it now. If you're experiencing a bit of that, there's always people there to chat with. Even if you don't have anyone close to you, there's help.
Hell yeah.
Links in the description for all of that. You have survived your worst days. And now, Robbie.
Yes.
With all that being said, let's get into the film. Let's get into discussing this film.
Hell yeah.
And the film we are discussing, Robbie, is the 1979 drama film Kramer versus Kramer.
What? I was watching Hobbs and Shaw this morning.
Holy shit. Well, you better catch up, because the film is directed. This film is not directed by David Leitch, but it is in fact directed by Robert Benton. The film is written by Robert Benton as well. It's based on a novel by Avery Corman. The film stars Dustin Hoffman, Meryl Streep, Jane Alexander, and introducing Justin Henry. The plot synopsis of Kramer vs. Kramer, according to IMDb, is after his wife leaves him, a work-obsessed Manhattan advertising executive is forced to learn long-neglected parenting skills, but a heated custody battle over the couple's young son deepens the wounds left by the separation. Accolades the film holds is that it has a 89% on the tomato meter and an 89% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb and a score of 3.9 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. Awards that it holds is that it won a Writers Guild of America award for Best Drama Adapted from Another Medium. It also won a Directors Guild of America award for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Motion Pictures. It was nominated for one César Award, which is the French Oscars, for Best Foreign Film.
Cool.
It was nominated for 8 Golden Globes, including Best New Star of the Year for Justin Henry, Best Supporting Actor for Justin Henry, Best Supporting Actress for Jane Alexander, Best Director for Robert Benton. It won 4 Golden Globes, including Best Screenplay for Robert Benton, Best Supporting Actress for Meryl Streep, Best Dramatic Actor for Dustin Hoffman, as well as Best Drama Picture. It was nominated for 6 BAFTAs, including Best Editing for Gerald B. Greenberg, Best Screenplay, Best Actress for Meryl Streep, Best Actor for Dustin Hoffman, Best Director for Robert Benton, and Best Film. And it was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Film Editing, Best Cinematography for Nesta Almendros, Best Supporting Actor for Jane Alexander, Best Supporting Actor for Justin Henry. Justin Henry being the youngest ever actor to date to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor when he was 8 years old.
Good on him.
The film won 5 Academy Awards. Nominated for 9, it won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress for Meryl Streep, Best Lead Actor for Dustin Hoffman, Best Director for Robert Benton, and Best Picture. It won the big one.
Damn.
If you count that as the big one. So Kramer versus Kramer, Robbie. My relationship with this film is this is the first time I've seen it. I haven't seen it since before this, actually. This is only the second film that I've seen for the first time because of Intermission. First one being The Deer Hunter.
Jesus.
Go check our podcast episode on that if you want to know our thoughts on Deer Hunter. Spoiler, and it's another Meryl Streep film.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it fucking sucks. The movie sucks.
It's not great. Don't know if I'll say it fucking sucks, but it's not great. Also, so one thing I've learned is that I clearly have a blind spot for 70s film star Meryl Streep. And obviously, this is a film I've been wanting to see for a while anyway. I like Dustin Hoffman a lot, mainly from Rain Man. I loved him in Rain Man. Haven't seen that film in a long time. But also, I really like The Graduate. I'm a big fan of The Graduate as well. So I like Dustin Hoffman, and this was obviously a film that I hadn't seen, that I heard he was really good in. And I'm sure we'll get into talking about certain comparisons to a certain modern film and I'm a big fan of Marriage Story, and I heard that that Marriage Story was a generation, this current generation's Kramer versus Kramer, and I love that film, so I kind of was like, oh well, it gives me more incense to watch Kramer versus Kramer. Robbie, your relationship with Kramer versus Kramer.
I had no idea what this movie was, but I have seen it before. Which I think that's a first on this podcast, is it not? That it's a movie that I've seen and you haven't?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're back and we're switching up the formulas.
We're changing.
Jesus.
We're taking the formula and we're flipping.
Yeah, we're flipping it on his goddamn head. You're not ready for this. Oh, I didn't say the thing. Sorry.
First episode of Casablanca was first episode of season 4 was Casablanca. He became the brains in that episode, guys.
I'm the brains again, bitch. I didn't say the thing earlier on. Buckle in, baby. It's time to talk about some movies. Let's go.
I'm in.
Right. Yes, I was made to watch this movie. Not by force. Not like I was like pinned down or anything.
I was gonna say it wasn't a Clockwork Orange situation.
No, it's one of those people that we talk about in a mystical way. One of the Intermission podcast side characters. My girlfriend Julia.
We do have a lot of side characters in the mission, don't we? We have a lot of these people.
We have a lot of side characters that I mentioned and never seen, except like Leo appeared once, I think, but like Reese.
Technically, right. Leo appeared in the lost commentary of the Snyder Cut.
Oh yeah.
He appeared on a phone call during Days of Confused. We got
he did.
on the phone.
He did.
And he technically also appeared in the last episode on the shirt.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Hang on. Oh yeah, okay. It doesn't matter. The shirt has been in an episode, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. You put it on yesterday.
I was gonna show it to the camera when Zack Snyder did that thing where he took a photo of that film reel and was like, the Snyder Cut's real. I wanted to do that and be like, it's real, it exists.
It's real.
The episode is real. Let's get it trending. Anyway, sorry, yeah.
Yes.
The side character of this podcast, Julia Colley, it is one of her favorite movies. She loves this movie.
She's a big Dustin Hoffman gal, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a big Dustin Hoffman fan, and she loves this film. And so I was made to watch it. We watched it together. She got me it on DVD for an occasion. It was either birthday or Christmas. I can't remember. Everything blurs into one these days. But we watched it together, and I really like this. I think it's real good. So yeah, I had seen it before. And yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I'll
And
go into more details.
We obviously, a good chunk of our podcast was going through Al Pacino films. We're now going on the other side of the fence because apparently they had a bit of a little rivalry.
Yeah.
Apparently during the 70s. Remember that one trivia fact of Dog Day Afternoon? How when Al Pacino at first was like, I don't really want to do this film. It's I've just done The Godfather 2, so it's a bit daunting and that, so I might take a break. And they were like, all right, we might just get Dustin Hoffman then. And then Pacino was like, I'll take it just so Dustin Hoffman doesn't get it.
Was that a stop or my mum will shoot situation?
Yes,
do you know about
what you mean.
Do you know about that weird like shitty Sylvester Stallone movie that happened, and it was because Arnold told him that he wasn't going to do it, or that he was going to do it, so Sylvester Stallone was like, "Well, I'm going to do it. Fuck you." And then
it was like they were going to get Dustin Hoffman, then Pacino was like, "Well, I'll do it," so he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Difference is Dog Day Afternoon is fucking incredible.
Yeah. The difference is that Arnold did it to trick Sly Stallone into doing a fucking terrible movie, which is brilliant.
So, right. So my thing, brief thing, really like this film. Really like Kramer versus Kramer. I would say this is a film that I could see myself really, really enjoying, like, within time as well. Like, obviously, I've watched it for the first time this morning, so it's still fresh. Still fresh for me. Really liked it. I think in terms of how we discuss this, we should talk about it more like the film itself, and then the second part, then we can maybe go into certain comparisons to said Noah Baumbach film.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
So I don't want the whole episode to just be that. I also wanted to actually discuss the film.
Yeah.
But yeah. And again, I haven't taken really any notes from this film. I thought it might just be a good, it'll be a good just conversation just to have with this film. And one of the first things that that I think of with this film is that it is just it sounds daft. I was surprised how good Dustin Hoffman is, which is silly to say.
Yeah.
Because he's great. It's not like wow, Dustin Hoffman was good, but it's like I don't watch enough Dustin Hoffman to so whenever I do, I'm always like, oh yeah, he's
excellent.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant in this. And dare I say, he just is the film.
Yeah.
Like he is. I think one thing I was kind of expecting was it was going to be a bit of a duo of him and Meryl.
Yeah, it's really not at all. Like she buggers off from most of the movie.
She's gone. She's within the first bit of the first act, and we don't see her until the beginning of the third.
Yeah.
I want to say that's like round about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the film is much more about Dustin Hoffman and his son and their relationship.
Yeah, Ted and Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what I was necessarily expecting this. I think what I like about this film is that it isn't a loud film either.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to have because obviously I knew it's Best Picture winning. It won a year after Deer Hunter, and that's anything but a quiet film as well.
Yeah.
In that as well. And obviously this is the time period of, I mean, we know we've been through the fucking 70s within this podcast. We know this decade. This isn't a decade of, it's a decade of fucking great acting and great storytelling and great directing, but it's not necessarily a decade of small acting or small storytelling. There's subtle Pacino, but in this time period, but also even subtle Pacino can go big Pacino as well.
Yes.
I mean, within Godfather 2, Dog Day Afternoon, there's that stuff with it. Whereas like this, and even like I would look at this film as a film in comparison to another Best Picture winner of the 70s in terms of Annie Hall, where even though that wasn't a big story, that still had a big style. That was a quirky film. So I was almost expecting this film to kind of have a bit of like almost like a similar, not necessarily a quirk, but do you know what I mean? Like a bit of like
so some kind of like I don't know, like I don't want to say style about it. It's not like it's without style, but like
no, but I was expecting to be theatrical. I guess that's that. I was almost expecting this to almost feel like just a theatre piece adapted, almost. But it really is the main thing that I've got, like one of the few notes I've got like little written down is the fact is so slice of life.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if we've discussed any oh yeah, Days of Confused, of course we have, and we've talked about certain aspects of Spirited Away, how that has certain slice of life aspects. So I've talked about my love for slice of life filmmaking, and a filmmaker that we haven't got to yet.
Yeah.
I say yet because I feel like we're going to get to him at some point, is Yasujiro Ozu, who did Tokyo Story in late spring, and he's kind of like, he does a lot of slice of life that I really like, where it is just family doing shit and you're just watching that. And I would say this is a bit more dramatic than just family doing shit. But what I think it's really cool is like it takes a slice of life for approach for a dramatic topic, but that is still a part of everyday life. Like it's almost like it's a complete slice of life film, but if we just skipped over them being a happy family and just was like, right, let's just see how a moment of life would be when a divorce is going, a custody battle is happening.
Yeah.
And I think because I was still like almost trying to settle myself into a dramatic point of view within the first bit, because of course the film starts with Joanna leaving the house and leaving the family, which is a nice little twist on things, which again, that's another theme that I kind of want to talk about, how we're not looking at a single mum raising the child. We're looking at the mum going, I can't, I'm going, and the dad having to look after, which I don't think we see a lot of these days.
No, like
either,
to me, I was surprised that I'm completely kind of not remembered that this is what the movie was like at all. But he's like, when this movie starts, like before he's gone through his arc and everything, Ted Kramer is very much the quintessential 90s kid movie dad.
Yeah.
Where he's all about business and he doesn't care about his family, and he's not paying his family enough attention because he's all about his job and whatever. Like, he's all about chasing that promotion. It's weird. He feels like 20 years too early. But then to do that, but like ground it and make it very like believable, and you understand him. Like, you understand Ted Kramer as a character.
Oh yeah. I would say he's probably one of my favorite arcs that we've talked about.
Yeah. Genuinely, that's kind of what pulls the whole thing together for me is his arc and how much he grows, and watching that relationship develop between him and Billy. Yeah. Because I'm gonna admit it right now, I cried at this a couple of times. God damn, it's a sad movie.
I didn't cry. I got teary towards the end, but I will say I got chills multiple times through this film. And one of the slice of life aspects that it's certain scenes within this. I'll finish the point briefly there, because obviously the film starts off making you think we're going to get this big dramatic thing. Yeah. And again, I'm expecting this to be a big custody battle film.
Yes.
Like a big thing like that. And the film almost does start off like that, where it looks like we're going to get big Dustin Hoffman performance and a big Meryl Streep performance. But then after Joanna leaves, it is very tight.
Yes.
And stuff. It is just very subtle. And I mean, subtle in the purest form. Like, again, we see one of my favorite, like, thematic arcs in this film is the French toast thing.
Oh my God, yes.
We see again, and the first time that he's trying to like look after Billy, he's making a complete state of everything.
It's like, even the thing is with that, I was watching it and I was like, this is real stressful and kind of upsetting, because he's clearly never had to do this before, and he's struggling and whatever, and it's hard to watch sometimes. But like, it's the bit when he does the coffee in the cafetiere.
Oh right. God! I was like, what are you doing?
I use instant coffee. Right, I don't really use a cafetiere, but I would look at that and go, what the fuck what are you doing? Everybody knows that's too much coffee to fit in there, just physically. Why would you put that much in?
It's the whole thing.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Billy's like, that's too much. She goes, no, I like it strong. Your mum usually makes it weak.
Yeah, but it's like with the amount of fucking coffee you're putting? You're gonna get like that
It's
much
just
liquid.
coffee.
It's just like an inch of liquid. Oh Jesus!
So you get that. You get like again a big fan of stressful situations over mundane scenarios.
Yes.
Big fan of that. And then again we get like the nice little full circle thing when we're like towards the end, which we'll get to the third act.
Yeah.
Because I have things to say about the ending. And we're getting like a nice just silence of just them just making French toast.
Yeah.
And it's like they've got the system going in the sense of like Billy's stirring it. Then he walks out, then he pours the milk in, and then continues, and then he planks the bread in the egg and milk, and it's just like, oh, this is just sweet.
It's just nice. It's a really nice like callback that it's not exactly necessary, like at all.
Yeah, like it's not like we got like a montage within like the second act of him being like, see, I can now make French toast.
It's just like it's a great.
We don't get like a good dad montage to be like, see, he's good.
Yeah.
We just see it happen.
It's a great subtle way of being able to show how far they've come as a father and son without using any words at all. Like they don't need to speak to each other in that. But I know they are speaking to each other because they're talking about Joanna coming around or something.
That's when he's. Is that the bit where he's talks about? No, it's right before they end up. It's right before Joanna's going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. They are talking in that bit.
So it's the last breakfast they'll have together in terms of yeah.
But then that dialogue is there to like show how Billy's feeling about going with his mum and all that kind of stuff. But like even if that dialogue wasn't there, that scene is an excellent way of showing like this is how far they've come. I really like it. It's great.
An example, and another example of that, which is one of again within this film, I knew as soon as this like scene ended, I was like, that's one of my favorite scenes that I have seen, not just in the film, but I know it's a scene that I'm gonna just be thinking about. It's still, I want to say later into the first act, maybe just at the start of the second. It's when it's that one of them waking up in the morning.
Oh yeah,
where it's just. Billy wakes up, he goes in, wakes his dad up.
Yeah.
He wakes up, goes to the toilet, wakes his dad up. He walks out into the kitchen or into the dining room. Then Ted wakes up, toilet, goes, gets the paper, shuts door. And then it's just lays down breakfast, sits down, and then we fade.
Yeah.
I'm just like, anyone could have been like, yeah, you can cut that out, nothing happens. So I'm like, no, but like so much right there and there is like, oh no, they've got a routine now.
Yeah, they've developed and it's really well blocked as well. From
that's what I mean.
From a staging perspective, it's like oof.
Yeah, like this is what I mean in the sense like this feels like a theatre adaptation.
Yes,
like this was adapted from theatre almost.
And
I don't mean that like it's not like a theatrical adaptation. It feels really big and bombastic. It feels just like a really nice, simple point of just like let's just let the actors act.
Yes,
it almost just feels like an exercise. Point. It's like, right, you're the son, right, he's your dad, and you have to wake him up and then sit down, and then you just have to get ready.
Yeah.
How would that happen? It is very like actor workshoppy.
Yes.
Which I don't know. And I think as well, like, especially it's just so stripped back. And I think like Robert Benton, who I don't know a lot more that he's done, if I'm being perfectly honest, kind of just knew within this film, it's like, right, the whole thing is like we just need to let the actors do their thing.
Yes. And I think it works very much to the favor of the film feeling quite raw and quite unfiltered. If that's a good way of describing it, it's just kind of like the whole thing feels very. This is a very real thing that's happening to some very real people. You understand them, you know those people, and we've just kind of set cameras up, and that's it. And like the much like a lot of films, I find like a lot of dramas in the 70s, I find. The cinematography isn't exactly like a standout here.
No,
like it's not like it's a bad looking movie, but it's not. This film isn't concerned about getting the prettiest shots.
No, one example of a shot that I did really like was just the tracking shot of him running to the ER. But there's not like a lot of like. There's not a lot of. This isn't a cinematography film.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it. They're not concerned with like, oh, does that look really pretty? They're like, no, we need to get the best performance out of this. like of what
There's
we've shot.
There's some nice framing again, thematically, more so thematically. It's like when he there's a point where we may as well talk about the scene because but it's towards the end of the argument between him and Billy, or between Ted and Billy, where he shuts the bedroom door, and there's like a nice moment of like where you see Ted's shadow just over Billy, but then you see like in the corner of like how he's put the photo of Joanna on the bedside table, so the family is all still kind of in frame, even which also I love that point as well of like how he sees that Billy got the photo of Joanna and just hid it, and it's not like Ted was like, oh fuck, he just like, no, I'll display it for him.
Yeah,
so he could.
Yeah, it's a very.
So he could always still be with his mum.
Yeah, it's a very realistic portrayal of two people that have split up. It's not like we're gonna shout at each other and blah, 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 and the fucking that kid's not yours anymore. Bleh, all that stuff. Which is in a film similar to this, which I'm sure which we're gonna touch on later on. But like, which I'm just gonna preface by saying now I don't like as much as this movie, so we'll talk about it later, I'm sure. But like, it's a very like realistic way of showing this is how this family is kind of fallen apart, but Dustin Hoffman's character still understands that Joanna is Billy's mom, and like the kid doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So it's like
6 years old.
Yeah,
Kid's 6.
it's like you've got to kind of do what's best for them, and sometimes that might not make you happy, but you know, 'tis what 'tis, lad.
Yeah. And in terms of talking about that scene in particular, Robert Benton was very much so someone who I did a quick scan on trivia, and he was a director who just would prefer to just let the actors do whatever.
Okay.
Like, he had a very Sidney Lumet type of way of doing things, in a sense, and apparently the whole thing with the chocolate ice cream was not scripted, and he just decided to leave and that was purely like arranged between Dustin Hoffman and Justin Henry. Like that was discussed just between those two, and Robert Benton was like, yeah, we'll just stick cameras on you and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And it does, and that's a scene that I like. Again, love that scene because that's the first that's the only big blow up between the two of them.
Yeah.
And again, it's over a simple thing in the sense of he doesn't want to eat his food, blah blah blah. Well, I'm just gonna get chocolate ice cream. No, you have to finish your food. Then he goes up and he's like, well, I'll just eat it anyway. And he's just like, again, it's really good in the sense because that does just look like a father and son having a dispute at a dinner table.
Yeah, it does just look like a son having a straw.
Yeah,
like it's not.
Yeah. When he just immediately picked him up.
Yeah.
Right into the bedroom.
Yeah.
He's thrashing around. You could tell he really did just boot Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, he probably did just boot him in the balls. Like I think that's pretty much what went down.
And it's really hard to hear as well. Where he just he throws him on the bed and he. I hate you. I was like, well, I hate you too, you little shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's rough. And then, like, when he revisits him in the bedroom and he goes, I'm sorry. He goes, I'm sorry too. And then at the end of the scene where he goes, like, Dad, I love you. I love you too. And it's just, again, this could be very melodramatic. The scenes I'm talking about right now, anyone could hear this description and be like, well, that just sounds really like over the top and whatever. But it's like, again, it's the way it's performed, it's the way it's shot, it's the way everything's done within the film.
Like someone could
just really makes it like not over the top.
Yeah. Someone could read that script and play it very melodramatically, very really easily, and there's a very valid version of this film that would probably exist if it was taken that way. But I think, direction wise, like he's been very good at keeping the performances grounded, keeping the actors being like, this isn't big, this isn't huge, this isn't a huge explosion sort of fight.
And again, and also he let Meryl Streep write her own testimony for court.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was just Meryl.
That's really cool.
Who just thought that Dustin Hoffman implemented his own when he smacked the glass.
Oh
He
yeah.
only told the cameraman only because the cameraman can get the shot.
Yeah.
No one else apparently knew, which didn't please Meryl.
No.
Is all I'm saying.
No.
Which I do want to say this as well. I want to say it because just to be fair, I had a little look. Just to be fair, on the side of Pacino as well. So we've said this about Pacino. We've said this about Brando.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I had a little look, and yes, Dustin Hoffman was trained. He was not trained under Sanford Meisner, who is the guy who mainly influenced Sidney Lumet in terms of his directing style. He was trained under the tutelage of Lee Strasberg. Who's that name, you may ask? He's the guy who invented method acting.
Yeah.
So, and there is a lot of method acting. And I think, God damn you, Joseph Caslin, because now because he's told me, because he did his dissertation on method acting.
Yeah.
And Joe also said to me he did some method techniques when doing Wesley and Love Bethany. Joe did not go full method, but he did tell me he did some method within being in that film. So I think I know I've almost got like more of a greater knowledge on method acting than I once did. And again, from when we have analysed loads of Pacino, again, love a lot of what he did within this time period, but also you could see how was it needed? And was it needed? And there's a lot of Dustin Hoffman in this film who's really good in it.
Yeah.
Who's really, really good in it. Did he need to smack the glass? If anything, I kind of felt like he didn't.
Yeah.
That scene was really good anyway. And again, we're talking about a film that's very subtle and very stripped back anyway. I kind of felt like
he could have just put on his coat and left.
Yeah. Or like he could have at least he could have maybe slammed the glass down a bit.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like the glass smack was a bit more like too showy for what the film was.
Yeah, maybe. And
Personally.
you know what, Dustin? You didn't have to send Meryl that dead rat, did you? Come on. You didn't have to mail that dead rat in the post. Come on. Jesus. Yeah, I've got my one dig of Jared Leto in per podcast. That's the quote I've hit for the week. There we go.
There you go.
What a fucking idiot.
No, but yes, Dustin Hoffman, good in the film. Certain aspects. Do you need to? Oh, no.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, that scene. Just there's a lot of like nice little scenes in this film.
Yeah.
Again, there's just that one moment where he's teaching to ride a bike.
Oh.
There's not like a moment where it's not a moment where Billy falls and oh no.
Yeah.
We get that scene later, but not with the bike. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just him teaching him to ride a bike.
Yeah. And he does, and it's great, and I'm real proud of him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, yeah, and we could talk about that scene now that we moved on to it.
Yeah.
Which I think that almost makes a scene like when Billy does fall
When he gets hurt.
off
Yeah.
the jungle gym. That makes it a lot more like scary
Yes.
because we haven't had that. We haven't had like loads of these scenes.
Yeah.
And you can see it almost. It's like something's gonna happen. He's gonna fall, and something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then you just see him go, and it's edited. That scene's edited really well as well.
That's what I was gonna say. The way that scene's cut is excellent. Like the timing on the cuts, it makes it feel exactly like, because I think everyone's been in this situation at least once, but where you can see something bad is gonna happen, but someone's talking in this ear and you're trying to focus on that, and it starts to get too much, and the way that that's edited, it really captures that feeling really.
Oh yeah.
Like the pacing of it is fantastic.
And again, the scene that follows of him just that tracking shot of him just running.
It's so good.
Tom Cruise, eat your heart out.
Yeah, eat your heart out, bitch. Dustin Hoffman is like, he's booking it though. Like being able to carry a kid and run that fast. Jesus.
Yeah. And you could definitely tell it's like, oh, they didn't shut down those roads in New York City.
Oh no, he just ran out into traffic.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And what makes it even more like terrifying is you can see the amount of blood almost.
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like that's like it gets scary as fuck, man.
I think another thing that helps with like the fear factor of it is that we don't actually see what happened. Like you don't like you keep hearing glimpses of people being like, oh, there was a plane near his eye, or like all these kind of things, and he keeps saying when he's being carried that he can't see, and all this. But like all we get is like a shot of him falling, and then a shot of his face hitting the floor, and then that's it. So
he moves his head up. He moves his head up, and you see blood, but you don't like see anything.
And then it's like, so as an audience member, you're watching it, going like, "What happened? What's going on?" Like, you know, which kind of I like that a lot. That's a good choice to kind of put you in Ted Kramer's head.
And then it led to like again a really sweet moment with when he is getting the stitches.
Yeah,
and it's just again just a still shot of Ted. Right next to Billy, just going through, and he says things that like that. It's not like, oh no, you're being, oh yeah, it's all fine, it's all fine, it's all fine. It's like he gets like one through his cheek, and he goes, oh, that was a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or, like it's again, it's like almost like little reaffirming things.
Yeah.
Like that where it almost he doesn't like try like dampen the situation, but it almost makes it sound like he's trying to be like, oh, that was a big one. Oh, see, you're doing like it's trying to make him be like, you're doing well, kid.
Yeah.
Doing well, kid, with it.
I mean, that was the in terms of my notes, that was the specifically for that scene. Was that's one tally on the tear up chart. So it was the bit when the doctor was saying to him like, "There's no need for you to be in there," and he's like, "Yes, there is. He's my son." Like, oh,
yeah.
That bit got me. That was the first time I teared up in the movie.
All right.
Which I think is before like the halfway mark. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it's before we see Meryl again. Before she pops back in.
Yeah.
Before Joanna's back in. I also want to say I really like the inclusion of the character of Margaret.
Yeah, she's great.
She's really, really good character. I think again, not in it loads.
Yeah.
In it a nice amount. Again, feels like someone that would really be there.
Yeah.
There's not an abundance of characters, but the characters that are there all feel like they're not just there to fill a character spot.
No, they serve a purpose.
As a viewer,
like
again, slice of life type of shit.
And
where
she
like this person would be there.
She works really well to give a different perspective on the like life of someone who is divorced, because she already is and has been since before the movie started. So she works really well in that sense, and to kind of. When she says later on, doesn't she, that her and her ex-husband are starting seeing each other again. And that's very interesting in terms of where Ted is at that point and what must be going through his head with Meryl and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I like her inclusion as well in the sense of like, because obviously she starts in the film as Joanna's friend.
Yeah.
And again, in any other film, this would have just been the ex-wife's friend who would have turned her more against him. But what she turns out to be is just a friend of the family.
Yeah.
And someone who just wants the best for everyone. Not just the child, but Joanna and Ted as well. Like she's just a friend.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that. And that's one point as well that I wanted to mention as well. Like I love like how it's a proper diplomatic view on this entire situation.
Yes.
Like this could have been the film is Kramer versus Kramer, so this could have been I'm siding with Ted because fuck you, Joanna, you pissed off, or like, but it's not that at all. It almost starts to feel like that because obviously we're viewing the film through Ted.
Yes.
And that, but it's once we get within the court case, it's like
you can see
everything. I can see everything about it.
Yeah.
And again, and I think it's bold as well for the 70s to be doing it, because I'm looking at it going like, she wanted to get away.
Yeah.
She felt like she wasn't ready.
Yeah.
She felt like, she wasn't doing the best that she could. So she saw a therapist, which again, we advocate like fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's some of that. Obviously, we both find that a very like, we're both passionate about that subject anyway, in any regard. So, and the way she explains stuff is like, oh yeah, it's not like she abandoned anyone. She just needed to.
Yeah, she needed time.
So you almost see everyone's point. Everyone's point. Again, it's not if anything, it shouldn't be a Kramer versus Kramer. It should just be Kramer and Kramer.
Yeah.
I get why it's called that, because the film, again,
but it's a legal case and
it's a legal case thing, and also, I think just general film marketing in the sense of like, oh, it's a slice of life film about a dad and his son. It's like, right, but what else? Oh, well, there's a divorce case going on, a custody case going on. It's like, that's the film. It's like, but that's the third act.
Yeah, it's like the last half hour.
Do the whole thing. Exactly.
I mean, it really, and I'm going to get real technical here. I'm going to bring out my 1 year of studies at A-level law. Really, the movie should be called Kramer v. Kramer and not Kramer versus Kramer, because
yes, technically, yes.
When it's a legal case, it's whoever v, or it's the Crown v, whatever. So it should be Kramer v. Kramer movie. God damn it! Swap your title with Batman v Superman. It should definitely be versus.
Yes, it should be. And get rid of Dawn of Justice.
Yes, sucks.
Just that section. Just call it. I meant the title in the film, but also the film as well. Just get rid of the film.
Oh yeah. Just stop.
Just get rid of the film as well. Before we talk specifically about the court section,
yes,
really, which I want to talk about. Let's. I want to just like when turning to a left turn, just to talk a bit about.
Nice. He's been doing some driving lessons.
I have. Doing a bit of a left turn because I didn't know what an indicator was until I stepped in a car.
What?
Because that's what that means. That's not true, Robbie. That's me being.
I was going to say
funny.
What?
That's me trying to be funny. You see, this is why I get branded as the brains and not the humor.
And I'm neither. That's good.
No, I probably have fucking mentioned on the podcast. I'm very open in the sense of I am very much so someone who does not like the thought of being a father or a parent, like in any regard whatsoever, or living a married life. That terrifies me, right? And it's nothing about me being a bigot with all that. It's me being terrified at the thought of me having all that responsibility. And there's many films as well that I watch that I'm like, Jesus Christ, yeah, this is why I don't want to be married. Fuck my life. I still don't want to be married. I want to preface by that. But then also I then think to myself, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't want to be a dad. This is the first film in a very long time to make me think to myself, like, I would want to be a father. And more so, and not in the sense of like, oh, it looks like a whale of a time. It doesn't. But what I gain from this film a lot is how, like, is the relationship that is formed and built.
Yeah.
In that, like, within a father and son type of thing, which is why when it gets to the point of him having to say goodbye and all that, and then Ted doing a bang up job about telling him of when they're going for a walk, about telling Billy, yeah, you're gonna be moving in with your mum, and he's like, but where would I be sleeping? And he goes, well, in the mummy's flat.
Yeah.
The apartment. And where will my toys go? Well, with mummy. And who knows? She might get more. And then he goes, and like, who will read me a bedtime story? Well, mummy will. It's like, oh, that means you're not going to kiss me goodnight anymore. And he goes, yeah, that won't be happening anymore. And it's like,
it's so sad.
Damn it. It's a lot of that. So it's like, again, I want to like say, like, it's a film that, like, I think it is because it shows it from a slice of life point of view, where it's like, I am looking at it like from its realist form, and it is like, God, it's again, hey man, I've never said no in the sense of like, definitely not, I wouldn't want to be a dad for definite, but this is the first time in a long time where I'm like, yeah, I could see myself in this situation, which again is giving me a bit of a life affirming point of view of it. So I want to say like, the film's done a bang up job with that as well. Not anytime soon though.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. I'm okay being an uncle, and even then it gets a bit much sometimes. Which says a lot. Yeah, a really good depiction of a relationship. I would say in that sense. Now the final bit, I would say, the court case.
The court proceedings.
court proceedings. We say that obviously we talked about this is the third film that's involved a court now that we've talked about on Intermission. Obviously, 12 Angry Men.
Yes.
The Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
And now this.
The best of the three. Miracle on 34th Street. There it is.
That's like the holy trinity of court
Yeah,
cases.
it really is.
Did this kid murder his dad? Who should have child custody? Is this man Santa Claus?
Is this man Santa? Who knows? Who's to say? Oh,
and illegal proceedings. Yes, he is.
Yes.
He is legally.
Legally speaking, yes, this man is Santa Claus.
Go watch our Miracle 34th Street episode. That's a fucking great film.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
That's one thing I want to say as well. One thing that like I got vibes of massively with Ted Kramer. I got a lot of George Bailey.
Yeah,
I got quite a bit of Jimmy, like old school Jimmy Stewart.
I can
with
understand
Dustin
that.
Hoffman in this.
Yeah,
And again, I think it's from the point of view of like he's flawed, but he's not an arsehole.
yeah,
He's good, but he's not perfect.
yeah. He's trying, man. You know.
Yes. And every little thing he does is so endearing. Is what I'll say to that. Everything.
Yeah.
The point as well was like he gets sacked. Bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to say.
What a crock of
Absolute
shit.
horseshit. I'm sure there's a court case in there.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You're getting sacked. Why? Because you're being too much of a dad. What the fuck?
What the fuck does that mean?
The fuck?
You're just too
And
good
then
with your family. You dickhead.
You're putting all your attention on your son.
Yeah.
Because I'm a single dad, you belly. What are you on about? I'm sacking you. You do know I'm going to custody, pal. Yeah, but we can't be. You know I'm fucked, right?
Yeah, you know
do
that I'm like monetarily, I am shafted at the moment. You know that, right?
My thought is like, could you have just demoted him?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, just give him less responsibilities at work, I guess. I don't know.
don't just go like, I guess you're gone, Ted. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
What?
man. What's that? You're
Wanker.
a single dad? Fuck you. On the streets.
Yeah. And then it's like, I'll get a job in 24 hours. That's not possible. I'll do it.
And he does.
And then he's
It's incredible.
that man pitches his heart out.
God, I wish it was that easy.
And he lays down the thing of like, he goes, oh, we'll get back to you. Nope, this is a one-time offer. Not tomorrow, not in future.
Yeah.
Now. Now. If you want me, now.
Yeah. It's a baller move.
Because he first goes around going like, please, 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 please. And then he plays the move of being like switching around. No, I'm making you want me.
Yeah.
Legend.
He goes in, he's like, I'm overqualified for this. And you know I'm overqualified for this. So you get me or you don't. He's like, it's a
And you
pay
get
cut.
me
He's like,
for a
I know,
cheaper
I don't
price.
care.
So good. That's what I mean. But then it's like,
Yeah.
it's so like, again, it's a great human move. It's a great human motivation. It's great.
Yeah.
It's just great. Ted Kramer, great character.
He is.
So I'll say.
Fantastic.
Severely underrated in the sense of I don't hear people talk about Ted Kramer
No.
as a really good character.
Yeah.
Really. And again, I think it's because he is just a bloke.
Yeah, he's just a guy. But he's my guy, you know?
But he's my guy. Need a shirt now of just Ted Kramer's face with my guy.
Yeah, that's my guy. Oh, God.
New bit of Intermission merch. If you want Intermission merch, just DM me and then you can pay me.
Yeah. He's the only guy that makes it. And I'm the only guy that owns it. Am I right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I
great.
need to make myself some. I
Yeah,
need
you
to,
do.
Get myself a shirt.
Jesus Christ.
It's a bit embarrassing at this point. But yeah, really good court case as well.
Yes.
It's a really good court subplot in terms of looking at stuff from a court point of view.
Yeah.
A film point of view, I think.
And it again keeps everything really subtle. It's not a you can't handle the truth kind of situation. It's very much a did you do this? And he's like, it's like kind of, but like, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very realistic portrayal.
Yeah, again, still keeping it entertaining.
Yes.
That's the thing as well. I wasn't bored with this film. This film wasn't a boring time.
Yeah.
With it. When most of the film is you're just watching Dustin Hoffman try to be a dad.
Yeah.
That's the film.
But it's
just him
so
trying to be.
Yeah. It's so endearing.
Yeah. And again, I like how we hear from both of them.
Mm.
And the court case isn't over long as well. We only hear what we need to see and hear.
Yeah.
We're not there for like 40 minutes
Yeah.
watching like just court jargon and stuff. It gets why we're there. It gets it through it. It redeems Joanna as a character, I think, because it starts off being a bit like, what the fuck? You just come, you bail, then you just come back and go like, yeah, I want Billy. What?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Like it's like, what the fuck are you on about? But then it's like it is more of like a no, like that whole call thing. It's like no, yeah, I get that. And again, a brilliant exchange between the two of them where they lay in to Ted about what do they lay into him about? Losing his job.
Yeah,
isn't it? I think it's losing his job. Is it losing his job or is it when Billy fell over?
He does a bit. He does a bit of both.
Yeah, I think it was specifically Billy
getting injured.
I think that was the specific thing that pissed him off.
Yeah,
because that's when Joanne's representative specifically says, "Didn't you verbatim tell Joanna that it was your fault, that you're responsible for this?"
Yeah,
and then that moment where he just gets in the lift, silent,
doesn't say a word, so doesn't even look at her.
Which is all, he kind of glances at her and then he just looks down. I'm like, yeah, I would have done the same. Like, I wouldn't have kicked off. I wouldn't have like booted off about it, but I also wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, dude.
And again, both of them did it really well.
Yeah.
Meryl wasn't over the top in the sense of like really teary and stuff. She was nice and restrained.
Yeah.
Dustin Hot. Again, but not more I can say other than like, I just like when you do subtle acting really well.
Yes.
Again, I like big acting. I think there's good ways to do both.
Yeah.
There's good ways to do both. An example of good big acting is Daniel Day-Lewis in There'll Be Blood. That's a really good example of a big performance done well. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You could look at Joaquin Phoenix as like someone who's really good at doing both in the sense of like Joaquin, you look at him in like The Master, and even Joker, both really good big performances. But then you look at him like in Her, or You're Never Really Here, and just two very nice small performances that still get a lot of nuance and a lot of emotion done really well. And Dustin Hoffman, again, I've seen him big. He was, I mean, technically he did a big performance in Rain Man because he's like really like giving you like the really dramatic autistic type of thing. He's really good in that. But then in this, he is just a dude, but he's not Dustin Hoffman. He is Ted Kramer.
Yeah.
In that. And of course, Meryl Streep as well. She's done big as it can go. As big as a performance can go, Meryl Streep has done it. And as far as I've heard she's really good in a lot of big performances.
Yeah.
I'm
on the
Let's not. Here we go again. No.
No, please don't.
Let's not. Like if they do a third one, can it be Mamma Mia? And again.
Here we go again and again.
Another one.
Prequel, Mamma Mia. Let's take it from the top. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's take it from the top. But in this, again, I like how she's not in it loads as well. But she's good in it. She was actually one of the things that I praised quite a bit in Deer Hunter, in the sense of like I didn't think she was actually one of the better parts of Deer Hunter from my memory of that film. And again, the amount she's in this, really good. Like her a lot in it. Is there any more you want to talk about before we get to the ending? Because there's some of that I want to talk about with the ending.
I can do some Tweedo's miscellaneous notes. You like? So what did I say? There was the line, "How much courage did it take to walk out on your own kid?" That's real sad. It's a real sad line. Jesus.
Yeah.
I made a note that it's fantastic Hoffman hair in this one.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Oh my god, he's got brilliant locks. I mean,
right, I'm jealous about that man's style. I want everything that man wears.
Oh hell yeah, he looks great. Christmas decorations made out of popcorn cannot be convenient.
No. Oh, I love the use of going through time in this. There's no title cards. We're just in the next scene.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how long has it been, Ted? 8 months? It's like, Jesus, we're that far.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. It's really good passage of time.
I wrote he can do French toast in all caps. Well to the right.
Payoff.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. And and I also said, I also like fried chicken, Billy. Just the best. That is hilarious. When he walks out, and it's like, "Hi, do you like fried chicken?"
Right. All I'm saying is, no matter the house, and I'm not saying that I have a lot of experience in this matter, but all I'm saying is, whoever you're sleeping with, and you need a nip to the toilet, and if it's not an ensuite, even if they live alone, just put on anything.
Yeah.
Just anything. Just no matter what. Just something.
Put on his shirt. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah. Or just hold it. I don't know.
Surely you must know he has a kid.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
You work together. Right?
Yeah, come on.
Fuck me. That was like, you're a dummy. You're an idiot.
Is her reaction to it as well? Like when he goes like, "Do you
she
like?"
Doesn't bail. She doesn't die.
No, she doesn't run away. She just stands there, and he's like, "Do you like fried chicken?" And she's like, "Fried chicken, love it." I'm a big fan.
Ted's not doing anything either. He's like, "Oh no, my son's
just lays there like,
naked woman." It's like, do something. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's good stuff all around.
And then she just walks in and goes like, "I just met your son." And then that was funny.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I like that scene a lot. Yeah, it's so stupid. But like the fact that Billy's chill with it kind of feels like, is Ted doing that a lot?
I was gonna say, is this regular? He wasn't kind of like, "Who are you?" What?
Yeah. He just kind of goes like,
"Hello.
All right. You like fried chicken?"
He just walks up, "Sup? What's your feelings on fried chicken?"
But what's with the fried chicken? Like it's like 9:30 or something, so he's not eating fried chicken at the time. He's just furious. I don't know.
Maybe just thinking about it.
Yeah, who knows what goes through 6-year-olds' heads? Who cares?
I don't know. It's been a while since I was that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'll wait till Ezra is, and I'll ask him.
Then you ask him, "What's this about fried chicken, Ezra?"
Yeah, what's this about fried chicken? Like, let me tell you. He brings some, like, gets some glasses out of his pocket, sticks them on, puts his feet up. Let me tell you about fried chicken.
It's just like this, like, general conversation between 6-year-olds
Yeah.
that we all had, but we all just don't remember it.
Yeah. Christ. Yeah, I'm ready to talk about the ending.
Is there any other things on your tierometer?
Tierometer, I had the bit with where he was like, "I need to go in and see him for the stitches." Also the bit when they were cooking fried French toast at the end.
Yeah.
I think I teared up in the courtroom at one point. And the bike also. I like the bit when he's riding a bike.
Oh, just because you're teaching him to ride a bike.
Yeah, just because I'm real proud of him. It's good on him, you know.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my son.
I think that's why. I mean, you sounded like Cedric Diggory's dad from Goblet of Fire.
That was the point.
Oh, right, okay. I was gonna say.
There wasn't a line where Dustin Hoffman went, "That's my boy."
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, wait, what are you doing?
I was doing my Cedric Diggory's father impression.
Very good.
Cedric Diggory Senior.
Is that what he's called?
No, I don't fucking know.
Like old fucking, I don't know, Randall Fudge Monk or something like that. Yeah, Dilbert Fudge. I don't know.
Would he still be Diggory? He would be.
Yeah.
He would have a different last
So
name.
his parents are divorced. He took his mum's name.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be just deep in Harry Potter lore there for you.
And then he's gay.
Yeah, and he's gay.
And he's gay.
Twist, he's gay. Everybody's gay. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, why I think the courtroom works so well, right? Is that they don't have to do these big dramatic speeches and stuff, and then go a bit over the top with it. Because at this point, we know these characters so well, and we care about them so well, and we care about Ted and Billy's relationship so much that when Ted is getting grilled by the lawyer, you don't have to do a huge performance for the audience to get emotionally invested in that. Because we already are. I'll be watching that going, "You better fucking leave that guy alone. Leave him alone." He's trying. And all it, like, I'm already invested. You don't have to do these huge performances. And I kind of appreciate it for not going over the top and and keeping it low key.
Yeah. The art of subtlety is the best way to describe Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah,
nice. And also, I also really like because they almost tease the fact of like how he's like, how Ted's almost going to his lawyer, like, I want to appeal.
Mm.
And then he goes, well, if that's the case, then Billy's gonna have to get involved. I'm gonna have to put him on the stand then.
Yeah,
like, I can't do that.
He's like, I'm not doing
that. That's just it then.
Yeah,
and then it's left at it.
Yeah,
it's not like that's it. It's like, we didn't. It's because again, any other film would have been like, yes, whatever it takes.
Yeah, as soon as it's like we're gonna have to get Billy involved, he's like, well, I don't want that for my son, Lou. Gone.
And
done.
That's it. Court's done. He's trying to accept it, right? And that leaves on to the ending. Yes. I'm getting all emotional when he's saying his goodbye.
Yeah.
And all that. And I'm ready there. And I'm like, this is just it. This is just how it is.
Yeah.
Plays it, just how it is. And then the ending, and then there's a bit of like her going like, I don't want to take him now. I can't take him from his home.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I didn't paint clouds on the wall or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of felt a little bit like, I was a bit of a cop out. Again, you didn't see it that go to fruition or anything. I am almost kind of glad that it ended how it did, in the sense of like, she just went in the lift and he was like, I'll let you just speak to him.
Yeah.
Kind of mirroring when they first left.
Yeah, it's like a
nice
mirror
little
shot.
like parallel.
Yeah.
It's cool. I just don't know how I feel like. Now, like, did she just let him stay with Ted legally?
Yeah.
No?
I don't know. Like, in my head, it's like, I don't know. I think I personally would have liked if we'd have seen Billy go with her, and Ted had to go and drop him off somewhere, and she didn't say a word. We just didn't hear anything from Joanna. And we keep the scene focused on the fact that Ted and Billy are having to go their separate ways for a little bit. Like that to me is more emotionally impactful, and it's also what I'd like prepared myself for emotionally.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Like I was getting upset at the fact that they've worked this hard to form this bond, and the bond isn't going away, but they're not going to see each other all the time anymore. And he's going to go with her.
2 weekends every month.
Yeah.
And he'll
have dinner with him once a week, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Like stuff like that. I'm like, I was like, okay, that I'm prepared for that. She's going to take him away, and that's the ending of the movie.
And I've also kind of emotionally built myself up to accept like him being with Joanna isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, he's just not with Ted now.
It's not bad. It's just different. Like it's yeah. So it's like, when she then comes and is like, I don't know if I can take him, and like all this, it kind of defeats the point of what I thought the ending was going to be.
Because the whole thing, we almost built the fact of like, yes, Joanna's kind of like dealt with all her troubles now.
Yeah.
She's now stable and confident in herself as a mother now.
Yeah.
And that ending just makes it almost like her going like, I know, it just feels like we just went backwards almost. Like it's just like, no, like it's a bit too. Oh no, but he can just be with you though. It's a bit too nice and happily ever after, but it doesn't feel like it should be happily ever after.
Yes,
like, no, the happily ever after should be. No, now he goes with his mum, and now the arc should then be Billy accepts both his mum and his dad.
Yeah.
And he learns the fact that, like, okay, a change is not a bad thing. That's what he should learn, because the big thing with Billy is, like, he's just moving out the house that he's been with his entire life.
Yeah.
He should be like, change isn't a bad thing. The arc for Joanna should be like, now I am a better mother. Now I do feel like I can handle this a lot more now. And the whole arc for Ted is like, I've grown as a dad. And now I am there for him as a dad. So it's bittersweet in the sense like, but he's not living with Ted, but it should feel like, no, but it's for the better. It's moving, it's the next chapter now.
Because that makes sense specifically for Billy, because the reason that he's struggling so much at the beginning and he's not accepting his dad and stuff is because he can't accept change. And he doesn't like that huge changes happen, and he doesn't understand why. It would show a lot of how that character had grown if by the end he was like, a big change is happening again, we face him with something that is on par with what happened first. And he kind of, you see him deal with that in a more mature and he gets it more and all that kind of stuff. I think that would be more impactful than it's kind of left up in the air. Did she,
Yeah. So I don't know, like it's one of these things where like I wish the ending went home with it. Yeah, hit it.
Yeah.
Because apart from that, very satisfied with this film. Like everything about this film is satisfying.
On the discussion of the ending, should I try and call up resident Kramer versus Kramer expert Julia Colley to get her opinion on this?
Yes, let's see how this works.
Okay. See, because I haven't.
When you do it, make sure you get the speaker like that with the microphone.
Because we can cut this out. Because she might not pick up. I haven't warned her that this is happening. This is gonna be really embarrassing. Pick up.
There you go. I can hear it fine.
Okay. Julia. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Ah, you're taking the piss.
Oh well, she had a chance.
Oh god, she's had her chance now.
She's had a chance.
She hasn't been active on anything for an hour. Maybe she's dead. I don't know.
If so, we will put this in memory of Julia Colley.
Yes, absolutely.
I shouldn't joke about that. That's fucked.
Bloody hell, Julia.
She had an opportunity to be on an Intermission episode when we've talked about Dustin Hoffman film.
Yeah, she had her opportunity. She's had an opportunity to step out of the side characters who were only talked about and into she's made an appearance.
She could have stepped in the Leo Bradley category.
Yeah, she could have stepped into people actually think I'm real territory. Yes. But no, now she's still amongst the Schrodinger's cats of Intermission side characters, a la Reese Bruce, who may or may not be real. Who knows?
A la Reese Bruce, a la Joseph Caslin, a la Angus Moore.
Yeah. All of these people who could not exist. Who knows? Yes. You'll never know.
And Julia, if you are watching this, sorry.
Sorry, man. These things happen. You know, it's her birthday next Wednesday, by the way.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'll be sure to wish her a happy birthday on the next podcast.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah. Will that be?
That'll be that week.
That'll be.
I'm planning to release this Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep the groove going.
Yeah.
Just so next week will be the Happy Birthday Julia episode.
Sweet. Nice.
We'll move on from talking about specifically Kramer versus Kramer, and I don't know how long this conversation will go actually, but we'll go through the comparison. We'll go through the discussion. Kramer versus marriage versus story.
Yes. Yeah. Kramer versus Driver versus Johansson. Let's go.
What's their
Julia's just messaged.
What did she say?
She said, "Hello, just walking the dog. Are you okay?"
Kramer versus Barber versus Barber.
Excellent.
But yeah. Right. So this little debate. If it is going to be a debate.
I think it probably is. Yeah.
Right. Well, because I like both of them really. I like them both a lot. Anyway, I prefer Marriage Story more because it's the first one that I saw, and I just had a lot more of a visceral, emotional reaction and attachment to Marriage Story that I did. Kramer versus Kramer. And again, I want to say it doesn't fucking matter if it's like, you know, both these films are really good. They're only it's comparable for a fun discussion. It's not like whatever. Because I remember you went to me before I watched this film, before I watched Kramer versus Kramer, you were like, Marriage Story is just Kramer versus Kramer. It just is.
Is that the sweeping statement that I made? Because I usually make quite sweeping statements
you said it's just Kramer. You said it's just Kramer versus Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the similarities between Marriage Story and Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah.
There's a divorce.
Yeah.
There's a custody battle.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman has similar hair to Adam Driver.
Yes. Identical hair.
New York is in the film.
Yes, New York is in the film.
And that's the similarities.
But
there's nothing else.
That's the movies.
Nothing. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because here's my thing with this. This film, do you know what? Kramer versus Kramer, if Marriage Story was just the segments of Adam Driver with his kid in the hotel. You know those segments where it's just Adam Driver with Tommy, I believe it is?
Yeah.
Is the boy's name? If it's just that, then yes, I could say to you, yes, it is just that. But it isn't. Those are small sections in the film because then we get a lot of segments of Scarlett Johansson. That film is a lot more about the custody battle than it is Adam Driver trying to be a dad, I would say. And I would also say that the way you described it as well is like it's just, and many people did this as well. It's not just Robbie. Many people have went. Kramer versus Kramer was Marriage Story. You just ripped off Kramer versus Kramer.
I believe Julia was one of those.
Kramer versus Kramer didn't invent custody battles in film.
It didn't invent divorce.
It didn't invent divorce. And I'm sorry Adam Driver and Dustin Hoffman have the similar hairstyles. I'm sorry. I'm sorry both Scarlett Johansson and Meryl Streep are blonde. Oh no. Come on. Because I was expecting it to also be a thing where it's like, it must be as well that they are similar occupations. So here's me expecting to hear that Meryl Streep is an actor. No, she wasn't. She worked in a fucking ad agency. Here's me expecting that Dustin Hoffman was a playwright. No, he worked as an ad exec. There's no similarity between characters either. Okay, so let's stop with this comparison. It's easy to compare, I get it, but Marriage Story is not the same film, and if your complaint is Marriage Story bad because Kramer versus Kramer did it better, that's not valid. It's not a valid reason to not like Marriage Story. That's all I'm saying.
I love these segments of the show when it's Oscar that has a rant instead of... It's so good. Oh, excellent stuff. Because you're a much calmer person than I am. You know, when something finally gets it, it's fucking brilliant.
It's also I always wait till I can actually have the point about it because I did think myself. I don't think it is the same film, but I haven't seen Kramer versus Kramer yet, so I'm not going to argue. Yes. I'm not going to argue it because I'm not going to have this. There's no battle to win there. Yeah. So now I have watched the film and I love them both. Both of these films are great. It's not like I'm like, fuck Kramer versus Kramer, all hail Marriage Story. Yeah. They're both great films.
Nice.
They have similarities. Yes, there's comparable things. They can make a good double feature. They could.
Yeah, they would.
Watch but it's not like I'm watching a remake of Kramer versus Kramer or anything. They both have their own merits to them, I think.
I have 2 points on this debate.
Yes, go on.
Right. My first point is that I personally, of the two, I agree with you. I like both, right? I differ from you in that I think I prefer Kramer versus Kramer, which is because, to me, with Marriage Story being more about, it's more about Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. It's more about their relationship and them going at each other and attacking each other in court and all that kind of stuff. That's more so what that movie is about. I much prefer Kramer versus Kramer's take on a divorce in that it's more about how it impacts the child and that relationship between father and son and all that. I prefer looking at the divorce through that lens as opposed to looking at the divorce through the relationship lens. That's just a nicer movie for me. I just enjoy that more.
And I can agree with that as well. If I want a more Kramer versus Kramer feels like I always like doing this. I always like comparing films to foods or drinks. It's one of my favorite things to do. Kramer versus Kramer feels like a morning coffee.
Yeah.
In that sense, it feels like a nice little morning coffee with a donut. You know what I mean? Whereas like
with some French toast, perhaps.
That's a good eggy bread if you're British.
Yeah,
If you wanna be-
a morning coffee with way too much coffee in the cafetiere and not enough liquid to make a cup of coffee, and some French toast / eggy bread. Can I tell a fun story about eggy bread?
Let me finish the.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
And then you tell a funny story about eggy bread. Whereas, like, Marriage Story feels more like, I think we described Bad Education as like an evening drama, and Marriage Story feels like a if you took that coffee but took a shot of an Irish. Is it an Irish coffee?
Oh yeah, where you put whiskey in it.
Yeah, it feels like an Irish coffee at late at night. It's what Marriage Story feels like. So again, both things have coffee involved with them, but you're watching them at different points in your day, and you can only watch one of them you can only share one of them with a child.
Yeah, and if you're having both in the morning, then you've got a problem.
Yes.
If you're having one of them in the morning, you've got a serious problem.
Yeah. Now, what's your eggy bread story?
My friend Danny Hall, who will be now added to the ethereal Schrödinger cat supporting characters. Him and his brother Joe came to stay at my house once when we were young, and my dad made us eggy bread in the morning, and Joe was like tearing it to pieces, like it was like he was like ripping it apart with his hands, and the bits were like minute. It's just ridiculous. It was like in shreds. We were like, Joe, what are you doing? And he said, "Where's the egg?" So that's brilliant. You can't,
good shit.
You can't argue with that. My other point about this debate would be that I think this fuck off Gmail. Sorry, Gmail keeps giving me notifications for emails that aren't telling me if I've got a job or not. It's doing my head in.
Yes. No, I know.
Oh, son of a bitch. Anyway, sorry. My other one is that I think using these two films is an excellent case study for the development of acting over the last few decades.
Yeah.
Because this is very real, subdued. You don't have to do big emotional blah 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 to go on whatever. The Marriage Story is you're a bitch and I hate you and I'm gonna punch this wall or whatever. This guy, look at him.
In one scene. In one scene. That's the main that's the main thing about this film, about Marriage Story as well. People took that one scene. I'm like, so that's the film.
It's not what the movie is, but
it's the thing that gets memed. It's the thing that everyone knows. Yeah. People knows Adam Driver screamed and punched a wall. That's what
he did a big bah. You seen the edit of that? Where they've made him a velociraptor.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. But yeah, sorry that. But I do genuinely think if someone on the acting course the year below wants a dissertation idea for September, this is a good couple of case studies for talking about the development of acting, because it's very similar subject matters and it's seeing how actors, how it's kind of portrayed and developed in a very actor-centric, performance-centric movie.
It's interesting in the sense as well how like Adam Driver isn't method, but Dustin Hoffman is. But people would assume, again, if you were to just go like, one of these are method actors, which one do you think? People might have went, well, Adam Driver, because he did the big like screamy thing. But
he did a big punch in a wall.
He did a big. He did a big thing where it's like you went like, I wish she was dead.
Yeah. Jesus.
Which I definitely did not take influence from when Ryan, one of my fans.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Don't worry about it. It didn't come out anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. Don't worry about it.
It's good, man. Don't worry. But yeah, example as well, because you had your tierometer with Kramer versus Kramer. I had like 4 tierometers in Marriage Story. So I think it also depends. Both these films can hit. It also just depends what hits harder for you in these films as well. And again, that's why I mean, in a sense, it's a silly debate because there's no right or wrong or like.
Yeah.
It's personal. It's like whatever hits you personally in an emotional manner, in the sense of like, I could, if someone went to me that like, Kramer vs. Kramer's a better film than Marriage Story, I'm like, I can hear your argument and understand you completely, but I'm not saying Marriage Story is that I like Marriage Story better because it's scientifically a better film. I'm saying I like it better because I just get it more. I just get it more on my level.
Yeah.
I think that's just where that argument is. The argument ends up becoming more when I start stepping in it, when people go like, "Well, Marriage Story is just Kramer versus Kramer."
Yeah.
And that's where that is. It's like, well, no, it isn't now. Well, it isn't. Now I've seen it. It isn't.
Yeah.
Julia.
Suck on that.
There it is. But yeah.
She hasn't replied. I'll wait to see what she says. I just said, I was going to see if you wanted to be on the podcast briefly because we were debating the ending of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait to see what she says. But yeah, overall, it's good.
Kramer vs. Kramer is a very good film.
Yeah.
I would say it feels like a nice, different film than what we've discussed on Intermission.
Yes.
Again, even though it is a Best Picture winner, it isn't a film that is, it's not like when we've been like Casablanca or like Seven Samurai. It's Kramer vs. Kramer.
That's cool. That's cool. Have a good time with it, Yeah, enjoy yourself.
Come on board. Everybody, Ted Kramer. You know him, you love him, bring him out. Look at him make French toast.
Why was I imagining you as Hugh Jackman from Grey Showman then? Look at these freaks we've got. We've got Ted Kramer.
Let me rank the Kramers. At number 3, Seinfeld. Number 2, Ted. And number 1, John Kramer from Saw. Ayo.
Yeah, wayo. He's a real bad bloke. What do you want?
I'm excited for Saw X.
Terrible guy with a heart of gold.
Yep.
Is he coming back for that?
I hope so.
He's not dead yet, right? Canonically, he's not.
Which canon?
Well, I don't know.
Which one?
I'm so out of date with my Saw canon. I don't.
Yes, he is dead. What do you mean? We'll binge them at some point, Robbie.
Okay.
Because,
because he was dead in Spiral, wasn't
he? Yeah. Yeah. My thing, I said this to Angus, I can't wait for Saw X to be revealed that it's actually just a Kramer origin story.
Oh.
Which makes it even funnier because technically, if you watch the entire Saw franchise, we know.
Are we gonna? Okay, let's make a hot prediction right now. They'll the main character of this next Saw movie. It'll be
whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah,
whatever it's gonna.
It's gonna be whatever, and we're not gonna know who the Saw guy is. The whole movie is gonna be a bit of a John Doe, and it's gonna turn out that we've actually been following John Kramer. This is his origins. Is that what we're predicting?
Oh, I thought they were just. You know how they just did. You know how they did Leatherface. How they
hire
a younger. I thought I was like, imagine if they just did that. Like they hire like a hot young actor to be a young John Kramer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And it turns out he was doing traps before he got the cancer.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like who's we need someone that's like ripe for this. That's like box.
Do you know who I said? Imagine, right? I said this to Angus. Imagine if they just go, Ezra Miller.
Oh, God. I mean, he suits it, doesn't he?
That's what I mean. Like, he's on the run. It's like, where's Ezra? He was filming Saw X.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I don't know, like Matt Smith or something. He's boxed off his poison. Get him in there. We'll see. Although, I must say, although he is box office poison, he's doing a great job on that new Game of Thrones show. That's really good.
Should we call Intermission?
Yeah, let's call it Intermission. Fuck it, go on.
We're in the Intermission section. Kramer vs. Kramer, good time.
It's a good time. Go watch it.
Let's go on to the Intermission section.
Yeah.
House of Dragon is any good?
It's fucking great, man. I've been watching so much TV lately. It's crazy.
TV. TV. Like,
I've watched
Have you watched Game of Thrones?
No. So this is the thing. Never seen Game of Thrones, and so I was like, I'm gonna check out the first episode of that House of the Dragon, so that if it is good and it does become the biggest thing on TV, that I can be there on. I'm there at ground zero.
Because it's a prequel. It's a prequel.
It's a prequel, and I was like, so I'll watch the first episode and see if
they're doing a Better Call Saul, is what they're doing.
Yeah. I was like, I'll watch the first episode and see if I get it or if I'm just incredibly lost. And I watched it and I was like, oh no, I get this. This is it's like set like 200 years before the main show.
Right. Okay,
so it's like it's so disconnected that it doesn't even really.
Is it like related to like Targaryens or whatever the fuck?
It's like all Targaryens. It's more as opposed to it being like in-house infighting between families. It's more like Targaryens on Targaryens. They're all doing politics and trying to get rid of people and dragons and shit or whatever. Yeah, it's real good. Matt Smith's a real piece of shit. My God, that guy sucked. He chopped someone's knob off in the first episode.
Do you see the knob?
Yeah. In the pilot. Yeah. In the pilot, Oscar.
That's how Euphoria season 2 started.
What, someone's knob getting chopped off?
No, got shot off.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, well, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. I've also been watching, I'm finally, after years of people telling me to do so, I'm finally watching Breaking Bad. Now everyone can get off my fucking back, all right? Everyone leave me alone. I'm like halfway through season 2. What do you want me to say? It's good, all right? What do you want? everyone leave me alone. I'm enjoying it. It's fine.
Yeah, it starts really good. To me, it starts like consistently getting great. The second half of season 4, and then the rest of season 5.
Yeah, but like to me at the minute, I'm like, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
You're at least interested in the characters and shit.
Yeah, but it's like it's not the greatest show ever made. Everyone, calm down.
Oh, where were you like 10 years ago?
That's what I mean.
Fucking going through this shit, man.
Like I'm sure I'll get more into it. At the minute,
yeah.
At the minute, I'm more interested in Jesse than I am Walt. I don't really care about Walter at the minute.
It'll switch probably.
Yeah. But Jesse's cool. Yeah. Where am I up to?
Have you seen his girlfriend? Forgot her name.
Jessica Jones.
Kristen
Ritter. She's in there.
Yeah.
They've just started seeing each other. Is where I'm up to. So I've just got to the first episode where you meet Saul. Where Badger gets arrested or whatever. Yeah, that's where I'm at the minute, and it's
you haven't got a Gus yet, have you?
No, I've not got to Gus. This is the thing, is that I know where everyone ends up.
Yeah,
which is kind of upsetting, and it's the same thing with Game of Thrones, where it's like if I get really into House of the Dragon, which I think I'm going to because I'm fucking loving it so far. When that first season is finished, between season 1 and 2, I'll catch up on as much Game of Thrones as I can. But it's the same thing where it's like, I know things that happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know about Joffrey.
Yeah.
I know what goes on. I know that guy that was in Misfits.
You know the Red Wedding.
I know the Red Wedding.
You know,
yeah. It's like, I'll be begrudging going through and then going, oh, that's how this happens. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
To be fair, certain shows, I think like if they're that good, you could still get into them even knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the scene is still class even when you know what's going to happen. Yeah.
It's like with Breaking Bad at the minute. I'm more excited, and I'm sure I'll as I say, I'm sure I'll get more into it. But I'm much more excited to finish it and start Better Call Saul because I know nothing about Better Call Saul.
It's a prequel. I just know that. It's Breaking Bad. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about that show. I don't know anything that happened.
I know all about it.
I've just heard it's good. So
I heard it gets really good.
Yeah.
It gets really fucking good, man.
So once I finish Breaking Bad, I'll move on to that. But yeah, I know what happened. I'm just kind of gonna be watching these next 3 seasons, and hopefully the characters will keep me into it.
Yeah.
I've also been watching She-Hulk every week.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't give a shit, and Robbie doesn't, you're not enthusiastic, so we can move on.
Yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
The show that I went through a bit of a Nathan Fielder phase. Do you know this? You know this man? Do you know Nathan Fielder?
No.
Do you know of the show Nathan For You?
No.
So basically, I went through this show called Nathan For You, and it's a bit of a Sacha Baron Cohen-y type of thing where like he's playing a character, but he's going to real people. But the thing is about this guy, Nathan Fielder, he's not like Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat.
Yeah,
it's Nathan Fielder as Nathan Fielder. He's just
ramped it up a little bit.
Yeah, he's playing this. Basically, the premise of Nathan For You is like he's a guy who graduated from a Canadian business school with really good grades, and now he's going to small businesses to try to help them succeed. And then the show just eventually gets more and more silly. Right. So, for example, within the first episode of this show, he goes to a frozen yoga cafe that isn't doing great.
Yeah.
So Nathan's idea to like build to get more people to come to this place is introduce a new flavor, poo. And then the owner is like, what? He's like, yeah, poo flavored yoga. He's like, how would that get people to come? He goes like, because people will want to fucking try this poo flavored yoga, and then it'll get interesting, and it'll get press, it'll get media. So then the guy's like, I mean, you could try it. So he legitimately goes to this place, and he goes to a frozen yogurt place, and actually makes a poo flavored yoga. Goes, yep, here it is the poo flavor, and then advertises it. People go, all this poo flavored yogurt, and he goes, so would you try it again? And he goes, no. And then, like, the business owner is like, yeah, probably not going to do that again. So we get to that. But then there's a point, I think in season 3, there's 4 seasons of this, where he's going to this, souvenir shop, this Hollywood Boulevard souvenir shop. Yeah. And doing great. Again. So then he goes, right, here's an idea. We can make it look like we're filming a movie here, and that'll get people going to the souvenir shop. He goes, okay. So Nathan Fielder, he hires a Johnny Depp impersonator, who's actually not too bad of a lookalike, to be fair. So there's this guy who's meant to be Johnny Depp. So everyone's like, oh my god, it's Johnny Depp, and they're all around the souvenir shop. And then Nathan Fielder goes, right, we need extras. Who wants to be in it? And everyone's like, me. So then he keeps telling people, right, your motivation is you need to just buy an item.
Brilliant. That's so stupid.
But then Nathan Fielder, right, listen, then Nathan gets pissed off that they're buying like cheap shit. So then he goes to this one guy, goes, right, you'll have a little bit of lines with me, so just run with it. And she goes, oh, okay. And he goes, oh, how's the mission going? He goes, oh yeah, it's going good. He went, here's the stuff you wanted. And he picks up this giant crate of stuff, and he goes, that'll be $88, please. And then she hands him her card, and she's like, are you putting in details? And he goes, I haven't said cut. She goes, oh, sorry. And then he punches it in. He goes, that. And then afterwards, she's like, yeah, I didn't want any of this. Like, can I get a refund? And he goes, oh yeah, hey, do you want to meet Johnny? Do you want to meet Johnny Depp? She goes, oh yeah. So he takes her into this fucking trailer with this Johnny Depp impersonator, and she's buying it as well. She's like looking at just this impersonator, like, oh, this is Johnny Depp. She's starstruck in that. He goes, oh, do you want him to sign something? He can sign one of, but you wanted a return of them, didn't you? And then she's like, well, he could sign one. And he went, no, Johnny prefers to sign everything. So after all that debacle, then he gets legal advice to be like, yeah, you do know you get done for fraud. You've advertised the fact of like you've made a film, but you haven't made a film, so you could be fucked. Yeah. So then he has to make a film. And then what? And then he's like, now he goes, well, it needs distribution. So then he makes a film festival, so his film gets distributed technically.
That's so fucking.
It gets more mental. So I watched that, and the show ends with this like feature length like finale, which is actually really called Finding Francis. I don't want to say too much about it if you don't know it, but it's actually quite emotional and really like, sweet and shit. They have like recurring characters almost. Like there's this guy who is like a private investigator who you see every now and then in the season who calls Nathan a little bitch. And again, these are all real people as well. And, and all that. But I basically got into that because Nathan Fielder's got a new show called The Rehearsal, which is an HBO show.
Oh, I've heard of this, yeah.
Which is maybe my favorite thing currently on telly.
Oh, cool, okay.
And I love Euphoria. I got really into Euphoria. Atlanta is really good. I'm excited for the final season later this year. Yeah, excited for that. But The Rehearsal is fucking amazing. Genuinely, it's a show that like it helps that I watch Nathan For You. But you don't need to watch. You don't need to. Yeah, it almost feels like I've almost watched Nathan Fielder as a character.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like I'm kind of like watching like more of him. But again, you don't. It's not like The Rehearsal is a spin-off of Nathan For You. Yeah. It's just different. But The Rehearsal it's right up my street in that sense, where it's just so mental of a concept that you almost are like, what the fuck? And like the fourth episode is genuinely emotional.
Oh, okay.
Like they kind of put it as a comedy show because what else can you fucking put it as?
Yeah.
But like it almost becomes like again, I don't want to say too much because I don't feel like I can.
Yeah.
It's so impossible to talk about.
Yeah.
But it almost becomes this really mental, like this one episode for, it's called the Fielder Method. If people are curious about what I mean, who I've seen the show, the Fielder Method, which is like fucking insane. It deconstructs like what acting can be, but it also deconstructs like, is this moral?
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. Like it's so cool. It's really cool. And it got renewed for a second season, which is mental for what HBO, Discovery, Warner Brothers are doing lately.
Oh my god, it's insane. I love it.
The fact they're looking at this and they're going like, yeah, more of this.
Yep.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant stuff. So
I'll give that a watch.
Nathan Fielder and their rehearsal. Rehearsal is great. Again, if you can watch Nathan for You, do it. It's cool. You would like it. They're like 20 minutes an episode as well. So
okay.
It was an easy stick on just to watch type of thing.
Yeah.
But the rehearsal is fucking like someone else, man. Like, I can't even categorize it in terms of what I could say. I can say is similar to.
I've heard people talking about. Well, I've seen it on Twitter and people being like, "This is fucking insanely good." Like, I should give that a watch. Do you know what? Did you see that headline, which I think about just speaking on the Warner Brothers Discovery stuff? They only have enough money to release 2 more movies for the rest of the year.
What?
Yeah. They only have enough money to distribute 2 more films. And it's Black Adam and Don't Worry Darling are the 2 that they've chosen to be like, these are the ones that we're putting out. It's fucking mental.
I'm hearing things about Don't Worry Darling.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still looking forward to it, but... I
haven't read up enough about it. All I've kind of seen is that...
I've just been hearing things. I'm choosing not to look up loads.
Yeah, from what I understand, isn't it that Olivia Wilde said that Shia LaBeouf was sacked because he was being inappropriate on set and making people feel unsafe, and then it turns out that that's not what happened. Or something like Shia LaBeouf then released a video being like,
"Oh, really?
That's not what happened." Like, there's a video of Olivia Wilde being like, "I'd like to try and work this out and hash this out if we can." He came out and was like, "You didn't sack me, I quit." And then there's a video of her like that's just sent him being like, I want to kind of hash this out, and I hope that, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And Florence Pugh is refusing to do press or something, like she's not doing any press for it.
I don't know about that. I know she's been reluctant to promote the film.
Yeah, I think she's not doing any press outside of its premiere. Is it Venice Film Festival or something?
Toronto, no, it's Venice.
Yeah, I think she's not doing any press for it outside of that premiere. I don't think.
No, it'll be Toronto. It'll be Toronto because the film's coming out late September and Toronto's early September. Yeah. So it will be that. I know.
Yeah, so I don't know enough about it to give opinions, but it seems like a weird situation.
I know. I read a little bit up on something because there was that thing. This is where people start speculating apparently that maybe she has like a thing with Olivia Wilde because Olivia Wilde was trying to be like, she's trying to like make sex scenes good, like
right,
like within this film, like she's trying not to just make it really objectifying, but she's also trying to make them sexy, like, in the set, like that type of thing, and she's trying to like be very empowerment. She's trying to be very pro sex with the film.
Okay,
and because she's saying like because the film takes place in the 50s and people think the 50s was very prim and proper, but it was actually quite a sexual decade. But then Florence Pugh had to be like, yeah, can like people talk about the film that I'm in, not because I'm having sex with Harry Styles? Can we just be a merit on the performance and not like the sex though?
I mean, the first thing I ever remember reading about the movie was that the first footage of it had been shown somewhere, and like the headline was the first footage has been shown, and it depicts Harry Styles like going down on Florence Pugh, and I was like, okay, but what's the movie about? Like what? That's not. Why is that the kind of news of it? So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fingers crossed for the film because I know the film is the film itself. So
yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed that is good. Black Adam won't be, so there's no point talking about that.
No, I don't give a shit.
It's not going to be good, so that's fine. Do you know what? I noticed a thing. I saw like a clip of The Rock talking or whatever, and then it showed some footage from Black Adam. He did that thing, that thing that he's been saying since like 2003. That like the hierarchy of power is about to change.
Oh, right, yeah.
That shit that he's been saying for years now. It's all he ever says about the movie. He was saying something like that, and then it showed some clips from the film. From what I can tell from the footage, and I don't know if it's just the fact that it's the way it's shot, or it's just the footage that they've released is only from one action scene, or it's just because it's CG and it all looks the same. It looks like that whole movie takes place on one street. Am I am I crazy, or is that like?
Hey, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know anything about that movie, so okay, I'll see it.
Christ.
But
yeah. Looking forward to the rest of the film. Wakanda Forever looks good. I'm excited for that.
It looks so good. I knew it. That made me tear up a bit. That trailer. Called Blimey.
Yeah, I like the mix of Bob Marley and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
in there
real good. When I noticed that switch was happening, that was the coolest shit I've ever seen. Oh my god, I was like, what?
Like that. I like it. It looks like they let Ryan Coogler just make a film.
Mm-hmm. Which looks cool.
As opposed to like how like the original Black Panther, when it went CGI, that was noticeable. Whereas
the end,
it looks like they're letting they're actually like, they're pumping something in this. And if anything's going to beat Top Gun Maverick at the box office for the rest of the year, it'll be that.
It's going to be that.
It's not going to be Avatar 2. I don't care what people say. It's not going to be the highest grossing film of the year. I'm saying it. I'm
going to rebuttal that and say I think it will be.
It's not going to be a Marvel film in 2022.
Have you seen
Avatar 2 is not beating Black Panther 2.
Have you seen the bullshit around Avatar at the moment?
No,
the absolute shit fuckery, as I would is what I would call it. They're re-releasing it again.
Oh, the first Avatar.
Yeah, they're re-releasing Avatar again to remind everyone, I guess, of what the first movie was about, because nobody remembers. But it's on Disney Plus, so why would I go to the cinema to see it? And then, guess what they've done, Oscar? For the month of September, whilst it's in theaters, they're removing it from Disney Plus. So if you want to watch Avatar to remind yourself before the movie comes out, you have to go to cinema and spend money on it again. Make it even more the most highest grossing movie of all time. Fuck you, James Cameron, you piece of shit. You suck, man. You've got it. He's got enough.
I'm trying to think of other films. I'm trying to think of films that I'm genuinely excited for the rest of the year. I think After Yang is coming out in UK in September.
The Glass Onion.
Yes, December.
Is December.
Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe film with Ana de Armas. I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'll see with that. I'm not holding out hope.
Yeah.
What was the other one that I was?
It could be dangerously fall into Mank territory, but I hope it
doesn't. The Sam Rockwell, Saoirse Ronan.
That looks good.
It looks great. See How They Run is what that movie's called. It looks great. I'm well excited about that.
Looks enjoyable.
Yeah. Seeing that next weekend, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. One of my I think probably I would say my most anticipated for the rest of the year. I think the Martin McDonagh film is coming out later this year.
Oh yeah.
The one with Colin Farrell and Brendan. Yeah, hell yeah.
It looks like it's just going to be like 2 hours or whatever of just Brendan Gleeson telling Colin Farrell to fuck off for like 2 hours. So that was good.
I'm so excited. Again, In Bruges is one of my all-time faves. They're back, baby.
Yeah.
But
very
also
excited.
I'm looking forward to I think the main one I'm looking forward to Decisions to Leave. It's the new Park Chan-wook film. From the director of Old Boy and The Handmaiden.
Right.
So damn right, I'm excited for that.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, but interesting for the rest of the year.
Next Thursday, for any listeners that are interested, because I know you won't be. It's D23 on Thursday. Next Thursday, so that's it's Marvel. It's Disney Comic-Con, so lots of Marvel announcements. Very excited. I'll do a real swift roundup next week of all the news that came out, and I'll see which news gets the biggest reaction out. I imagine it'll be none of them, but it'll be a fun game.
We'll see
for the intermission section.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And let's go on to a section of the intermission of what's happened in our lives.
Oh, hell yeah.
I wanted to tell you about, because I've realised we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yes.
So there's things I need to catch you up on.
Yeah, go on.
Specifically I can't say one night out. I can't say that recorded. So I have to be.
Oh God.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
I can tell you a little bit about one.
That sounds
night out.
dodgy.
Yeah, I can tell you a bit about one night out. Did I tell you about the last time I went to mixtape?
No, not outside of when we went.
So not since graduation. I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. It was the week after that. Do you remember that horrific heat wave?
Mm.
The first one where it was like 30 degrees.
When we were at the dumping ground.
That when you were
when I was at the dumping ground, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The week after that, I went. Angus invited me out with peeps for a night out on a Tuesday in Middlesbrough. If that sounds like a nightmare to you people, it is.
Yeah, it's awful. It sucks.
It could be a decent.
If you're ever asked, don't do it.
Graduation was good.
No, graduation was a good time.
This night out. Right, so the people that were out, it was me, Angus, his boyfriend Dom, Ellie Cutmore, Anna Bant,
Anna Banana Bant,
and Ella Berry.
Nice.
Star of Abode, Ella Berry.
Yes.
Someone who has a Letterboxd profile and not me is all I want to say.
Insane.
The fact that Abode's on Letterboxd, first of all, good on you, but also I'm looking at like the fact of like Ella Berry made on Letterboxd before me is funny to me.
Yes.
So yeah, we went out, and there was a point where mixtape was closing, so this is 2:00. Mm-hmm. There's more details I'll have to tell you when we're not recording because I've just remembered some that I can't say.
Right.
On recording, but there's a point where mixtape's closing. Angus is going to me. Right, we're going back to. We're going home now.
Mm-hmm.
You come along, and I went. No, I'm not ready. Was I drunk? Yes, I was.
Yes, you were. Yeah. It sounds like a very drunk Oscar thing to do.
It's like no, because when Oscar's drunk, he doesn't. He's not the last to leave.
No.
No, he is the last to leave. He's not the first to go, is what Oscar is.
Yeah.
Is what drunk Oscar is. He's staying there until
God knows.
Too late. Until too late. And do you know what I remember? Do you remember that one night out where we found ourselves in Jack's after Connor's SU bar? I know how drunk the two of us were at that point because there was one point when I was sat outside Wilco's talking to I don't even know who.
Oh yeah, some dude. Yeah.
And then this is how drunk we both were. You walked past me on your own, go like, "I'm heading off now, Oscar," and my reaction wasn't, "I'll walk you back." My reaction was like, "All right, mate, see you later."
Is that all right? I'm just talking to this guy. He was like some dude, and you added him on Instagram, and he was like, "If you ever need an actor, mate." Or something.
Yeah, he did that. But the first message. No, I only had 2 messages from him. The second one was, "If you ever need an actor, mate."
Yeah.
The first message was the day after that night, and he went like, "Who was the blonde lass you were talking to?"
Oh dear. Oh dear, mate.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
Even more worrying. Apparently, you still found her account on Snapchat, which is even certain. But yeah. Should I have said that? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But there was a so Angus is going to me. We should go. I don't want to go. And he's like, he went, I think you should. I went, well, I don't want to. And I went like, I will see how Anna and Ella are because they weren't with us. I was like, I'll go back with them.
All right.
And just see, and I'll just go with them because I at least want to know they're okay.
Okay, that's fair.
And he was like, trust me, Oscar, they'll get home fine. I went, no, I know that, but I at least would like just to rest my mind.
Yeah.
With that. And he was like, well, it's easier to get a taxi back with 3 of us, so it's either gonna be you or Ellie. And I went, well, I'm not ready to go. So to which he turned to Ellie, who was talking to a lad,
Yeah.
And he went, Ellie! She turned, what? And he went, we're going. She went, oh, okay. The lad loved that, by the way.
Yeah, I bet he did.
So then they got in the taxi. They went. I'm waiting outside Mixtape. Anna and Ella weren't there. So I watched everyone leave Mixtape. There was not one Anna and Ella.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So then I just stood outside Mixtape trying to video call Anna. The bloke who Ellie was talking to walked up to me. He's like, so what do we do now? And I went, I don't fucking know.
Who the fuck are you?
I don't fucking know. He left. And then, and so I'm trying to I ended up video calling Anna. I went, where are you? She went, Mackey's. I went, I'll walk that way.
Nice.
Because then everyone was going to Stereo, right?
Oh, God.
The place of horrors.
Yeah.
It's fucking dreadful.
The place where dreams are made.
Fuck me, man. That's a club and a half. I'll slander that club. I don't care.
I will slander this place.
I'll gladly publicly go fuck Stereo. Dreadful place. For no other reason than the fact it's just a sensory nightmare.
Strobes galore.
Terrible music. It's bad music. At least Mixtape, I know songs.
Yeah.
At least I can sing in Mixtape.
Yeah.
So then I'm walking my way down that street in Middlesbrough. You know the strip.
You know the only street that we know because we only know the way from the train station to Mixtape to Stereo. That's all we know of Middlesbrough.
And I realised, like, how late? And I realised, oh, I am quite drunk because I started walking in slow motion.
Oh, dear.
Right?
Oh, Christ.
That's how I felt.
It's not ideal.
This is a place that I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'll explain more about the general night after we stop recording because there's a lot of funny stuff in there.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be out there in the public. But what I will say is that I ended up bumping into this homeless bloke, and I think it's the homeless bloke, you know, that when we walked by and went, do you have any change? And we were like, no, sorry, mate. He goes, no worries. And then Reese went, actually think I do. And then he ran after him.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I think it was that bloke.
Oh, okay.
I think it was that dude.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, mate, do you have any change? And I've been asked by so many people, do I have any spare change? Do I have any spare change? And I gave all the change I could. And then, I gave some change to some people. To some people, I just went, nah, sorry, man. But at this point, I was like, you know what? I took a big gamble here, Robbie, because the only money I had on me was taxi money.
Oh, no.
So this was the only money I had left with me. So I took a gamble, and I reached into my blazer. I went, yeah, all I have is this, mate. And I just grabbed the first note that I could. I had 2 20s. No, I had 1 20 and 3 tenors. I pulled out the tenor.
Oh, thank God.
That was lucky.
Jesus Christ.
So I went, oh, I've just got this, mate. And he took it. He went, hey, do you do any? And I went, oh, no, mate, sorry, no, I don't. He went, what about coffee? And he went, what about coffee? Do you drink coffee? I went, yeah, I drink coffee. So then he whipped off his JD sports bag and then pulled out one of those, like, refrigerated black coffees.
What?
Like Starbucks black coffees. Like refrigerated. And he's like, here you go, mate. I went, oh, cheers, thanks for...
What the fuck? You didn't drink that, right? You didn't...
I know. I looked at it like the next morning, and it ran out. Like it was sealed. It wasn't opened. It was sealed,
okay.
But it ran out November.
Oh,
went out in November. So no, I didn't drink it.
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ! I thought you meant as in he gave you like a ready-made coffee. That I was like, yeah, here you go, mate. And then he just pulls out just like a Starbucks that he'd bought like before or whatever.
It's sloshed around.
That's insane. No. That is like, do you do cocaine? No. Oh, do you want some coffee? Why is that his 2 business endeavors?
That's what I thought.
Cocaine and instant coffee. That's insane.
I ended up meeting. And that's another thing. I then got to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Anna and Ella were not there. So then I once again tried to like call them, and I was like, where are I? And all I could see is Anna with not her front-facing camera, with her just phone camera.
Yeah.
And she is showing me Ella in front of a cash machine, clearly not hitting buttons.
Right, brilliant.
So I'm like, where are you? Woo, we're going to stereo. I went, did you say you're going to stereo? Woo! Hangs up. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. So I'm like in that, I'm just like, and then I realized I don't know the way to stereo.
Oh,
I just follow
no.
people. So I'm like, just like about. And I see this group of people and I walk up, I go, hey, I'm sorry to be a nuisance, but do you know what stereo is?
Yeah.
I'm trying to meet people there. Do you know what stereo is? He goes, yeah, we're going there. Follow us. So I go,
Nice.
okay.
So
So
buy
I
some
just joined
cocaine
on
or coffee.
Surprisingly enough, that's a massive business venture in Middlesbrough. What I discovered that time is just coffee and cocaine. No, but then I ended up, and I'm describing this because it's relevant.
Mhm.
What I was wearing on this night, I was wearing a red V-neck, like a maroon V-neck.
Okay.
My black blazer, sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
I was wearing black chinos, black skinny chinos, and my
Yeah.
Converse.
Nice.
I say this because a lass who was amongst this group looked at me. I was like, hey, are you into music? And I went, yeah, I am actually. And she looked me up and down and went, Nirvana.
Jesus Christ.
I got profiled.
That's insane. I mean, I was waiting for Green Day.
No, I
To be
got
honest.
Nirvana. And I went, I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I like Nirvana.
But I was like, that was the first time I felt like, oh, this person doesn't even know me.
Yeah.
And they just...
You've been...
and I give off those vibes.
Now that's prejudice.
Yeah. And then the rest of the night is not stuff relevant to a funny podcast story. But yeah.
Yeah.
And the other night out, I was a part of the crew for The Day Job, George Dixon's new film.
Yes.
Really excited to see how it comes out. I was the focus puller.
Yeah.
We had long days, but fun ass days, really good time. Big fan. We had a rap party on the Monday.
Nice.
And again, I'll talk more about that with you, about more that happened in that rap party after we
Yes.
stop recording. You know bits.
I do know bits and bobs of what was going on there.
One of the things that happened, though, was since this was a Monday, fuck all was open on a Monday. So what ended up happening was we went to Three Brass Monkeys because George really wanted to do karaoke. George Dixon, this is, really wanted to do karaoke. And Three Brass Monkeys does karaoke. Not this night, they didn't.
He didn't just go in and start singing, did he?
No.
Oh, okay, I was going to say.
So Anna Bant, being the legend she was, she asked someone at a bar there was a bloke at a bar who just so happened to be who used to own Jack's.
Brilliant.
Jack's isn't open now.
Oh, yeah. Shut down, isn't it?
Yeah. So the guy who used to own Jack's, so he knew all the people, so he knew all the bars and shit. He went, right, I called the Clarendon. They said if they'll shut at midnight if people aren't there by 20 to 12. But if you buy there at 20 to 12, they'll stay open till 1. And we were like, let's all go. So most of us downed our drinks.
Nice.
Me and Anna told people, just go to the Clarendon. There's a load of us, by the way. There's loads of us. We're like, go to the Clarendon. We'll meet you there. Because Anna was clearing glasses. I was still finishing my drink. So, and we were like, just fucking go. We were telling people to go. Otherwise, they're not going to keep open. Mm-hmm. Me, Anna, and Connor Scott were just hanging back at the bar for a bit.
Yeah.
And we then walked out to see everyone still stood outside. And we were like, what are you doing? It was like, we're waiting for you. And we were like, we're waiting for you. It's like, we told you to go. So then me and Anna start pegging it.
Yeah.
We start legging it. So me and Anna basically burst into an empty Clarendon. And then we go like, whiskey.
We're here.
And then everyone else comes in.
Nice.
Turns out there was no karaoke on there as well. They had the screen, but no. And then all George Dixon wanted was to sing In the Air Tonight. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. He gave me a bit of a lecture telling me that Phil Collins is best when he's heartbroken.
Right.
Which I agree, George, actually.
Good on him, yeah.
I had a lot. I talked a lot with that man. We learned a lot about each other. And then what ended up happening was, you probably saw the video, Anna couldn't get the bar to put karaoke on, but she basically just put a song request on. So the bar then just put In the Air Tonight, and God bless the barmaid. She also, as of requested, just turned the music up. So
Nice.
What the Clarendon was subject to was George Dixon, me, and Connor Lovett in the centre of the Clarendon, just bellowing In the Air Tonight.
Nice.
Just bellowing it, to the point where I looked over and there was a bloke at the bar covering his ears, looking at me, giving me a cheeky little side look about like saying how bad we were. And there's a video of me of that happening, and I look at him, I go, "Come on, everybody!" And then no one else joined in. But yeah, good ass night.
Fantastic stuff.
Good ass time. Get excited for the day job, fellas.
Yeah, I am excited for the day job. I'm excited to see what's going on there.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, that's been the Oscar W. Fitchett Nights Out.
Excellent.
More information will be had to you, Robbie, after
the
recording. But yes, is there anything you want to say before we move on from Intermission?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty much caught up. I said what was going on with me early doors. I think I haven't really been up to much, to be honest. So yeah.
Job applying.
Yeah, just jobs and shit.
Well, that being said,
man. Yes.
Should we move on from the Intermission and into the negative Letterboxd reviews?
Oh my god, yes, we should. I love this section so much.
If you're unfamiliar with this segment, this is where we go to the social media site Letterboxd, where we go to the film we've been talking about, and we go to the half a star reviews and see what comes out of here, and we'll see if anything goes into a Hall of Fame. We might have some good stuff. I don't know.
God, I hope so.
I don't know. I can't think of any. No, Dustin Hoffman might have some controversial shit. It might just be someone saying "fuck Dustin Hoffman" for that time where he almost got Me Too'd.
Yeah.
Did he get Me Too'd? Is Dustin Hoffman cancelled?
I don't know. Because I was trying to think when Julia was saying that she was a big fan of it. I only knew vaguely that something had happened with him. I went researching, I genuinely couldn't figure out whether he was or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Who's to say?
We'll find. Maybe Letterboxd can tell us.
Yeah, maybe Letterboxd will let us know.
Okay, first one. Here we go. Half a star. Oh shit! Hang on a minute. Right, half a star. I thought this was going to be a boxing movie.
Very good start. It's a solid start.
This is a bit of a lengthy one. Half a star. Okay, someone wrote a review here and said this movie is dated. It was made in 1979. What the heck do you mean dated? This movie is still very relevant, honestly. I want to add that I'm reading a half a star review. So what's worse, parents that are toxic and half self-aware enough to separate and let the child go through it, or parents that are toxic and aren't self-aware enough so they torture themselves for the child and the child still goes through it but is also guilty now? Which one? Was it like really well made? Probably not. Were their performances really good? Yeah, it was. Do I feel bad that this child might grow up and become a Tarantino dude, bro? Yes. Could this movie have been even more entertaining? Yes. Is that child the best part of the movie? Yes, of course. Other thoughts? Meryl Streep being a creep, Hoffman making French toast. I don't quite know what to make of this review, Robbie.
That's not, you just listed things. That's not
it's just scattered notes.
Yeah, that's not a half a star review. If anything, it seemed quite positive.
Yeah.
I don't know about
exactly. The next half a star seems to be written in Spanish, and I'm not doing it. All I can see, one word. I'll read one line in broken Spanish.
Yes, please.
Vista al interno del ciclo marriage story.
Very good. So is that this movie was ripped off by Marriage Story, but in Spanish?
Maybe. I don't know.
Who's to say?
Half a star. Divorce court dad chic.
Okay. Was that written by Jared Leto's character from
House of Gucci?
House of Gucci. Chic.
Half a star. Exceedingly spare mise-en-scene and staging, coupled with completely overwrought, silly performances. That is not what divorce is like at all. Manhattan should have been the best picked of 1979. Oh, best picture, Manhattan, the Woody Allen film.
Yeah. Shut up, dude. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
The hell are you talking about?
Overall, anyway, that's all the half-star reviews. 1 star.
Okay.
1 star. Thought this was going to be a good film, like Alien vs. Predator or Godzilla vs. Kong. But there's no action like at all, you get me? Total waste of 99p I paid for this film, isn't it?
Oh, God. They're doing this very good. They're doing a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong for some reason.
Fine.
But they're teaming up or something, I don't know.
Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah. They'll do a classic, they punch for a bit and then they're mates, I imagine. Yeah, very good.
Good review. That's the best one so far.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like it. Total waste of 99p. I love how he went into the 99p store and just...
Probably went to Kex.
Yeah. 1 star. Neither Kramer is Kramer for Seinfeld.
Yeah, I get you. I get your point.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
1 star. I don't fuck with divorce.
Yeah, well, maybe you will one day when you get a wife. All right.
Maybe when you lose your virginity.
Maybe one day you'll talk to a woman, and then you'll get divorced, and then you probably won't fuck with divorce still, because it's probably not a good thing. It's probably awful.
I don't think anyone's like, you know what I'll fuck with? I can fuck with divorce.
Yeah, I can get behind divorce. Fuck you talking. No.
Hey, that should be my Tinder profile. Hey, let's fuck with divorce.
Yeah, I fuck with divorce.
See what? I mean, hey, that implies that we get married and we have like some future.
Yeah.
It just means I'm planning on it ending very soon. Well, not very soon. I'm planning on ending in quite a horrific court case.
I enjoy long walks on the beach and I fuck with divorce. I'm all about it.
All those things. I got a spare ticket to Kendrick Lamar. I like long walks on the beach. And I fuck with divorce.
And I fuck with divorce. What do you want?
1 star. I don't know or care which Kramer won, but I know I lost 2 hours of my life.
Here's a horrible thing for this guy to hear. Every 2 hours of every day is 2 hours that you've lost.
I mean,
you never. Time is finite. You never get that back. All right.
Wow.
Christ. It's just a stupid thing. A stupid thing to say. Yeah, it's a dumb thing to say. Oh, that's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Yeah, so is every 2 hours of your life. What do you want? Unlucky, man. Spend it well. Fuck you.
And the last one is 1 star. There are 3 sides to this love story. Shame we didn't see the third one. After reading this Vanity Fair piece, I can't be bothered to rate this higher than 1 star. What's this Vanity Fair piece?
There's 3 sides to this love story. Are they talking about the kid?
I think Meryl.
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's a Vanity Fair article titled How Meryl Streep Battled Dustin Hoffman, Retooled Her Role, and Won Her First Oscar. So there must be. I'll be interested in giving this a read, but it doesn't sound like it should be. Fuck this film, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. At 29, Meryl Streep was grieving for a dead lover for... Oh, yeah, she lost John Cazale.
Our boy.
Yeah, the face of the intermission.
God damn.
Yeah, falling for her future husband and starting to work on Kramer versus Kramer. This movie would make her a star, blah, 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 blah. I'll give that article a read.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I think the best one has to...
Best one's the Godzilla versus Kong one, right?
Not sure if it's a Hall of Fame. Would you say Hall of Fame?
I don't think it's Hall of Fame, but it's good.
It's the best one. It's the best.
A strong second is the I thought this was a boxing movie. That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That's not strong.
That was a nice start to this section.
Yeah, it was.
First time in a while.
Well done, everyone.
There you go. That was the negative Letterboxd review section.
That segment lives on. It continues to live. It's been threatened to be killed multiple times.
It has.
And it just won't die.
That's starting to more become the intermission section than... Like, that's starting to feel more like an intermission than the actual intermission.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because the intermission is more just we're just talking about whatever.
Yeah. But the negative Letterboxd feels more like Now let's chill.
Everyone just chill for a minute.
We're gonna read some negative Letterboxd reviews.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that brings us towards the ending of this episode 31. Of season, 31 of the Intermission, the third episode of season 4 of the Intermission podcast.
We're back, baby.
This was the Dustin Hoffman film of the list.
Yeah.
Of the section. And then next week, Robbie.
Yeah.
If you remember, we're going back to Jimmy Stewart.
Hell yeah!
We're going back to our boy. One of our boys. He's like amongst the Mount Rushmore. We need like a fourth. Who's the fourth? Right. So the Mount Rushmore, without a doubt, it's John Cazale.
Yeah. He takes up most of the mountain. Yeah, Bruce Lee.
And it's Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Who would the fourth? Do we have a fourth?
Santa Claus. The man that is legally Santa Claus.
Chris Kringle. So Edmund Gwynn.
Yeah. Chris Kringle.
We'll throw him on there because why not?
Yeah, fuck it. He deserves it.
We'll throw Santa. Not the actor. Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus. The guy. The very real guy. Santa Claus.
But yeah. The next week we're going to Jimmy Stewart. We're going to 1940. Jimmy Stewart. We're going to Jimmy Stewart, but who else are we going to? We're going to, within this film, we're also seeing Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. That's some nice Hollywood golden era royalty right there. The film is The Philadelphia Story. We're going to a nice little rom-com from the 40s, Robbie.
Very nice.
With Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Film that you know fuck all about.
I don't know nothing, man.
So,
I famously know nothing about anything.
Yeah. Anything. Anything.
Except unless you're listening to this, any people hiring from ITV, except for editing and post-production, of which I know everything. There you go. Thank you very much.
So the things I need to talk to you about when we stop recording, I need to mention about this new film that I'm writing.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about the rest of One Night Out and the rest of Another Night Out.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I learned? Because I once again did a thing like, so if we keep this consistent like weekly, which I think we can do.
Yeah.
Pretty like fine, I think.
Yeah.
Once again, if we just continue this season every week, that'll lead us once again till this season will end a week before the Halloween weekend. So this season will once again lead right to the Halloween special.
Very good.
So good shit. Good
stuff, yeah.
But Philadelphia Story is next week. Get excited. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to, once again, Jimmy Stewart. I've enjoyed doing this. You know, genuinely, before hopping on here and getting back to doing it, I was getting really giddy. I was getting really excited. The thought of doing the Intermission again.
Yeah.
Even though we're over Skype again, you know, we're not in person. But
still, I've missed it dearly. I'm glad we're back.
Same.
We're back with a goddamn vengeance.
And thank you very much, Lewis. Let's have a bit of silence so like Lewis can say a bit of peace, so he can edit in something that he's going to say. So over to you, Lewis.
Hello. This is just a short message to Oscar and Robbie that it was an absolute pleasure to have to edit out all of the feedback coming from Robbie's computer. Expert knows what he's doing. He doesn't need headphones. No one needs him. He's an expert. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Lewis. And yes, as I said in the beginning, all things Intermission are in the description, including our Instagrams and Letterboxds, as well as information for mental health if you need it. You have survived your worst days, and let's tune out until next week, Robin.
Bye.